Yes, good evening, dear participants. Hope I'm audible to everyone. Welcoming all for the 13th day, 15th International Faculty Development Program on Innovative Teaching Pedagogy, Learning Skills, Research, ac- and Academic Publication. Next to by AGM, Technical Disaster Management by the State Islamic University of Indonesia in collaboration with various colleges. Starts from College Veeramangal College, Manipur, Nagachari, Sam, SBRTM Law College, Kadapa, Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh, and Bhadrava Campus, University of Jammu, Jammu Kashmir, and Raghunath Girls Postgraduate College, Samir, Uttar Pradesh. And as per the protocol, Raghunath College will the show for today also. Without any delay, invite the authorities to take event. Over to you, Dr. Karima Malik.
A very good afternoon to everyone. On the behalf of Raghunath Girls Postgraduate College Meerut, I welcome you all on the 13th day of 15-day International Faculty Development Program on Innovative Teaching Pedagogy, Learning Skills, Research and Academic Publication in online mode, which is being organized by Integrated Institute of Disaster Management, Tamil Nadu, and the State Islamic University of Madura, Indonesia, in collaboration with Standard College Manipur, Bengal College Manipur, Nakachari College Assam, SBRTM Law College Kadapa, and YVU Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh. Bhaderba Campus, University of Jammu, Jammu and Kashmir, and Raghunath Girls Postgraduate College, Meerut. Today, there will be a session on identifying quality journals, which will be taken by the resource person, Dr. J. Bennett Rajdori. So I welcome Dr. J. Bennett Rajdori for his session. Welcome, sir.
Yes, dear participants, thank you so much. Before my session, there is one more session from Dr. SRM ma'am. Ma'am is there. Sri Ranjani ma'am is there. She will be taking one session now,
Okay.
and then I will take my session. Tomorrow also will be the same. Ma'am will take first session. I will be taking
Okay, sir.
second session, and in the last day, I will be taking all the sessions accordingly. Now this is a time for Dr. Sri Ranjani ma'am. Over to you, Dr. Sri Ranjani ma'am.
Welcome, Siranjani ma'am, for your session.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, ma'am, you are. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. So I extend my warm greetings to all of you to this 15-day International Faculty Development Program on Innovative Teaching Pedagogy, Learning Skills, Research and Academic Publication organized by all our esteemed institutions from diverse academic regions. Yes, and today we are going to discuss an important aspect of every researcher's academic journey, that is the journal submission process and peer review system. See, for many researchers, completing the study is only the beginning. The real challenge usually starts when you are transforming your research into a published scholarly contribution, isn't it? So this journey, it involves selecting the suitable journals, preparing the manuscripts carefully, trying to handle the reviewer comments, revising the manuscripts, and even understanding the academic publishing practices. See, when I say academic publishing, don't think it is something like a technical process. But rather, I would like to say it is a system through which your research will be evaluated. Not only evaluated, it will be refined, it will be validated, and also it will be shared with the whole research community. And if we take at a global level, research publishing, it has expanded significantly. But still, there are concerns related to predatory journals, publication ethics, review quality, or be it publication pressure that has also increased simultaneously. Now, that is why understanding journal submission and peer review, it has become extremely important, especially for researchers as well as for the academicians too. And see, as a reviewer for several national and international journals, I strongly believe that peer review, it is not meant to discourage researchers. It is there to strengthen the quality, credibility, as well as integrity of the academic research. Okay, with that intro, let us get into the concept of academic publishing. So, a simple perspective here is, See, just think about this. What happens if your valuable research, it remains only inside your personal computers, thesis files, or your institutional shelves? You all tell us what will happen. So no matter how meaningful the findings are, that knowledge reaches only just a very few people. And honestly, research becomes truly impactful only when it is shared, when it is discussed, evaluated, and when actually it is used by the wider academic community. Correct? So that is where academic publishing becomes important. And at its core, academic publishing, it is the process of sharing research through journals. Yes, as we all know, it is the formal system through which, as researchers, you communicate your findings, ideas, methodologies, innovations, and all your scholarly contributions, especially to the academic world. So, through publication, research is moving beyond your individual effort and it is becoming a part of the global scholarly dialogue. And today, this process has become, I would like to say, like more interconnected internationally, even than ever before. So, researchers from different countries, different disciplines, different institutions, we all are now getting collaborated and we are trying to publish within such kind of shared academic platforms, isn't it? So, in the sense, we are creating truly a global research ecosystem, isn't it? Then, one of the primary purposes of publishing is knowledge dissemination. Simple. See, research publication allows, other scholars, they can build upon your previous findings. It will allow the educators to update teaching practices. Even policymakers can use it to give some evidence based insights. So, overall, society also can get benefited from the academic advancements, whatever you do from your research. Say, for example, educational research, it may influence our teaching methods. If some research is done in healthcare, it can improve, who knows, correct, the patient care. Environmental studies, if you conduct it, it may support the sustainability policies. Or even the technological innovations, they may slowly start shaping the industries. See, in fact, globally, millions of research articles, as we all know, they are being published annually and across disciplines. So this itself is reflecting how rapidly academic knowledge is continuing to expand. Correct? And publication is what that allows your research to contribute beyond your classrooms, beyond your laboratories. You are trying to make a real world impact through your research. The final point is it contributes to academic and professional growth. See, academic publishing, it also plays an important role, especially in the professional development for educators and even research scholars. Now, see, publications contribute to your academic visibility. It gives you scholarly recognition. You can go ahead with your research collaboration worldwide, as we just discussed. It is also adding to your career advancement. Even your institutional reputation will grow. Plus, in your respective fields, people can get to know about the intellectual contribution, within your discipline, isn't it? But one thing I would like to say here is, see, publishing should not become only like a numbers driven activity. See, if we see today, many universities, global indexing systems, they are giving much importance on the quality of your research. They want originality in your work. They are expecting ethical publishing practices. They want citation impact. In simple words, there must be some sort of meaningful contribution. We all do not want that publication quantity. And one strong, ethically conducted, well communicated paper of yours, it can create far more academic value than you publishing some multiple low quality papers. Agree with me? So, academic publishing is not simply about adding some papers to your resume. It is about participating in the larger academic conversation, especially of knowledge creation, as well as the scholarly advancement. See, because purposeful or meaningful research, it can achieve its true purpose only when you share it responsibly. Plus, it has to be reviewed critically. And there must be some sort of constructive contribution, especially to the society as well as to the scholarship. All right. Hope we are clear so far. Am I too fast, audience?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Types of journals. See, one of the biggest challenges many scholars are facing today is not just writing a paper, but most of them, even my scholars, I say so, my scholars and the scholars who are pursuing their postdoctoral under me, yes, they are not able to decide where to publish them. See, because this academic publishing landscape, it has expanded enormously, especially if we witness in the recent years, this is the case. The thousands of journals exist across disciplines today. Even sometimes we ourselves cannot decide where to publish, uh, which journal to decide. Yes. But one more thing we all can remember is not all journals maintain the same quality, same credibility, review standards, or ethical publishing practices. Correct? That's why we have to understand the different types of journals. It is very important, especially for our researchers and educators. The first important category, how I have divided is index journals. So can you please let us know what are index journals, audience? So we keep saying this, no? It has been indexed in this particular journal. What does that mean? In this particular database, what is that? Okay. In the meantime, I get your answers. I'll just try to give some explanation. So index journals are generally, we consider them as more credible and academically recognized. See, because these journals will be included in reputed indexing databases. Say, for example, we have Scopus, WOS, Web of Science. We have IEEE Explore, EBSCOhost, Crossref. Then we have Google Scholar, Directory of Open Access Journals, DOAJ, PubMed, ABDC. The list just goes on. Australian Business Dean's Council. Yes. So these journals, why do we call them as index journals, or why is it we are placing so much of importance to this is, these journals, they usually follow one structured peer review systems. Plus, they have their own publication ethics guidelines. Plus, they are maintaining some quality standards. They are not accepting all the papers, whatever we submit. Plus, your manuscript, I mean your unpublished paper, it will undergo a editorial screening process also. Let us discuss about all this in the upcoming slides. And if you see worldwide, many universities and accreditation systems, they place strong emphasis on indexed publications. Why? Because the reason is simple. They are usually associated with research visibility, citation impact, academic quality, and international scholarly reach will be there. But one more thing I would like to say here is indexing alone, it should not be your only criteria to decide that particular journal. See, as researchers, you all should evaluate about the journal scope, the review quality, the editorial transparency, as well as first important thing is whether there is some relevance to your discipline or not. You have to check. All right. Then the second important category we have is open access journals. So what do you understand by OA, open access, audience? All right. In the meanwhile, I'll check your inputs. Okay, Rashmi Ranjan sir says they follow a certain criteria of certain databases. Yes, sir, like Scopus or WOS. Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says an index journal is a scholarly or academic journal that is listed in recognized databases or indexing services based on specific quality standards, publication ethics, and academic credibility. Yes, sir. Perfect. Dr. Shajida ma'am says a scholarly publication whose articles are included in a recognized bibliographic database or index. Yes, ma'am. Vishal Rana sir says reputable, searchable academic database which meets specific standards. Yes. And Rohit Kumar sir is here. He says that access through trusted academic databases. Yes, sir. Okay, now let us go to the point number 2, open access. You say those journals are academic publications that make peer-reviewed research freely available to readers worldwide. It is promoting wider dissemination, accessibility, and exchange of knowledge. Yes, sir, Dr. Srinivas Rao, sir. And Rohit Kumar sir says free for everyone to read online and no need to pay subscription fees. Yes. Vishal Rana sir says it is freely available so that we can access. Yes, sir. So, as you all said, OA is nothing but it will allow the readers to access research articles freely, and there will be no, any sort of subscription barriers will not be there for us. See, this model is becoming gradually more popular everywhere because it supports wider dissemination of knowledge, plus it also improves research accessibility. Say, for example, researchers or independent researchers, educators, policymakers, or even the institutions which have some limited subscription access, they can also get benefited from such kind of freely available scholarly content. Am I right? So that is the main advantage here. And open access publishing, it has significantly, I would like to say, it has democratized knowledge sharing internationally, worldwide. But one important point researchers must remember is not all open access journals are problematic. Many highly reputed and ethical journals today, they are following open access models successfully. So our focus should always be on the credibility of the journal, their indexing. Then we should also look into the peer review quality, plus about their ethical publishing standards. Okay. Then the third category is subscription-based journals. So what do you do here, audience? Under subscription-based journals, okay, Dr. Shajida ma'am says an academic or scientific publication that provides free, immediate, and unrestricted online access to peer-reviewed research articles. Perfect, ma'am. Rashmi Ranjan sir says OA eliminates the paywall. Yes, sir, of course. Rohit Kumar sir says pay for access research articles. Yes, he is speaking about the subscription-based journals. Yeah, Tripuresh Tripathi sir, good afternoon. All right. So these journals, the subscription-based journals, it requires the readers or even the institutions, we have to pay some subscription fees. Then only we can access that published content. So traditionally, if we take many established academic publishers, they have been following this model only, the subscription-based journals. See, such kind of journals, usually they maintain rigorous peer review. There will be strong editorial systems, as well as established academic reputations will be there. But one thing is access may sometimes become limited, especially for researchers or even for the institutions who actually do not have strong library subscriptions with them. And across the globe, debates are continuing even today regarding the research accessibility here. If we go ahead with the subscription-based journals, plus what will be the publication costs, as well as the equitable access to academic knowledge. So that's why both subscription-based as well as OA, open access models, they continue evolving within our modern publishing systems. Then the final and extremely important category is predatory journals, which are to be avoided. Now, how do we avoid this? You tell us, dear participants. The last one, it is something like red in color. It is giving us some caution, isn't it? Yeah. Now, how do we avoid fake journals, bogus journals? How to avoid them? Yeah, Dr. Saroja ma'am says pay for access and publication. Yes, ma'am. That is about subscription-based journals. And Rashmi Ranjan sir says subscription-based journals confine themselves to limited paid members. Yes, sir. As simple as that. Very true. Now, how do we avoid this predatory journals? Because as I told you, there are like thousands of journals across every discipline. Now, how can I decide where to publish my work? So this is one of the most serious concerns, especially in our contemporary academic publishing. See, we call them as low quality or deceptive journals. They are nothing but the unethical publishing platforms. I mean, if you can look at them, how to check whether they are fake journals or not. First thing, if you properly observe their website, they prioritize profit over quality of your research. They promise you extremely rapid publication within 24 hours. So as soon as you send, within 3 hours, even I have seen such kind of options also. I keep receiving such kind of mails every day, maybe 10 or 12 mails. Then one more thing is such kind of journals, they conduct weak or maybe it is like a fake peer review. They'll not go through that process at all. As I told you already, they'll be sending aggressive spam invitations. They keep on sending till we block them. And they usually publish low quality or they will not verify the research. Unverified research will be published in their journals. See, the publication pressure has contributed significantly to the growth of this kind of predatory publishing. I mean, this is happening globally. Many early stage researchers, unfortunately, they become trapped because these journals appear professional superficially. Even this happened probably 3 months back to one of my research scholars. She has now submitted her thesis also. I mean, the final thesis. So I was never aware. She did not discuss with me even. She has just paid around 16 or 20,000, believing that that was a reputed journal or a prestigious journal. Later on, once she was trapped, then she started calling me, ma'am, what should be done? How can I get my money back? They are not even ready to publish it. Or this has been published. Yeah, after publication, she said this has been published in such kind of journal. I said, once done is done, what can we do? You tell us. So that's why researchers should carefully verify the indexing authenticity. They should look at the publisher credibility. We need to check the editorial board legitimacy as well. We need to understand whether there is transparency in the review process or not. How is it they are conducting their review process? And please look at the journal reputation before hitting the submit button. Okay. See, internationally, universities and even the research organizations today, they are increasingly they are warning the scholars about such kind of predatory publishing. Because once you publish, what will happen? First thing, it will damage your academic credibility. Absolutely zero research visibility for your work, whatever you have done. Then there will be, it can even damage your publication integrity. It can damage your professional reputation. So in the due course, choosing the right journal, it is not simply about achieving publication very quickly. It is not about that. It is all about making sure that your research is being published in ethical, credible, and academically respected platforms. I mean, where it can genuinely contribute to scholarship. See, because ultimately the meaningful publication is not only about getting your papers accepted somewhere. It is all about placing your research within that trustworthy academic spaces. I mean, these spaces should uphold the quality as well as integrity. What do you all say? Yes, sir. Okay, I have some stories here. I mean, the experiences of our respected audience. Let me check that regarding the predatory journals. Okay. Prior to that, we have an input from Dr. Shajida ma'am. Subscription-based journals which require payment for access. They are primarily published by major academic publishers including Elsevier, Springer, Wiley, Taylor and Francis, often specializing in fields like medicine, engineering, and social sciences. Yes, ma'am, you're right. Dr. Saroja ma'am says UGC or university should avoid by supervising. Okay, ma'am is speaking about the fake journals. Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says researchers can avoid predatory journals by carefully verifying the yes, as I told you, the journal indexing, the peer review practices, editorial credibility, publication ethics, as well as transparency. Yes, sir, you have covered all my points. Thank you. Okay, we have one personal experience from Rashmi Ranjan, sir. Let us check that. I once tried to put the name of one predatory journal in Google Gemini AI and it beautifully pointed out the red flags about the journal. Superb, sir. Like the publication speed, very high impact factor, doubtful review member board, yes. And doubtful indexing in the MLA database, the Modern Language Association. All right. AI verifies the journal details, which might be difficult for us as it does very deep research on the web. Yes, sir. Thank you for this input. So we all can try with the Google Gemini. Do you have a pro version, sir? Or is it going with the normal version also? Can we check this? Rashmi Ranjan, sir. Okay, Dr. Shajida ma'am says predatory journals are fraudulent academic publications that exploit the open access model for financial gain. Of course, ma'am, of course. Okay, it is even working on the free version. Participants, please try this. And thanks for Rashmi Ranjan, sir. Yes. From next time, we can also check the authenticity of our journals. I mean, of the journals where we are intending to publish like this with the help of AI. Okay. Here, let me begin with a very practical reality in research publishing. See, a strong research paper, if you submit it to the wrong journal, what will happen? It may face, still it will face rejection. I said you have a strong paper, but you're submitting it to a wrong journal. And really, many manuscripts, they are rejected not necessarily because your research is poor. It is not the reason at all, but because your journal selection was inappropriate. That is the thing. That's why we give lots of importance on selecting the right journal. I mean, it is like one of the most important strategic decisions in academic publishing itself. And in today's global research environment, I mean, where thousands of journals are existing across disciplines, as researchers, we all must evaluate journals carefully. Let us not submit to some journal randomly. Let us not do that act. Correct? The first important factor is scope and relevance. So what do you understand by this, audience? What is scope and relevance? Okay. Before submission, all researchers must ask a simple yet crucial question. That is, does my research actually fit this journal's focus area or not? Why I say this because, excuse me. See, every journal has a defined scope. They have their own thematic focus or they have their own target readership plus disciplinary orientation. I mean, for example, an educational technology study, it may not be very suitable for a pure psychology journal, correct? Or if you are doing a local policy analysis, it may not fit a highly theoretical international publication. Simple. Or even a qualitative study, it may not align with journals that are preferring like with strong quantitative methodologies. So truthfully, mismatch in scope is one of the most common reasons for immediate desk rejection, and this is happening globally. So that's why scholars should carefully examine the journal's aims and scope, their previously published articles, the research themes, as well as the methodological preferences before you hit the submit button. Okay. Yes, Harini ma'am says comparing whether our article matches with the scope of the journal and whether it is apt for publishing our article in the journal. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Now we have the second feature, that is indexing and IF, impact factor. See, today, journal visibility and indexing, they play a major role in research recognition. So researchers, what they do is they often evaluate whether journals are indexed in databases like Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed, or any other recognized indexing systems. So similarly, the metrics like impact factor, site score, citation indicators, they are also frequently considered before selecting your journals. If you take across the globe, many institutions are increasingly using indexed publications. I mean, they are using it as the indicators of research quality as well as academic contribution. So, still one important point our researchers must remember is metrics alone should not drive your publication decisions completely. Let us not even go by that. So, you have to evaluate a journal again based on ethical credibility, review quality, relevance, readership, as well as the academic reputation, as Dr. Srinivas Rao sir rightly said. Because sometimes highly relevant specialized journals may create stronger research impact than simply chasing some numerical metrics alone. Isn't it? Please think about that. The third factor is acceptance rate and review time. See, many scholars, especially early career researchers, what they do is, I have seen them, they underestimate the importance of publication timelines. They will never follow that. See, some journals, they may take several months or even over a year, especially for their peer review process as well as bringing out the final publication. So that's why you have to understand what is their average review duration. If you get into their websites, next to the journal, you will be having all the information regarding this. What are their acceptance rates? What are their revision timelines? And their editorial responsiveness? Everything will help our researchers so that you can plan your submissions more realistically. And extremely fast publication promises, whatever you get, it should be approached carefully, please. And in many cases, this sort of unrealistic rapid acceptance, it is or it may indicate weak peer review or whatever we discussed in the previous slide, like predatory or fake publishing practices can be suspected. And globally, what is happening? Concerns regarding this fast track unethical publishing, they have increased significantly in the recent years. Now, this is making careful journal evaluation more important for us than ever. Yes? Then we have the final important factor, that is author guidelines. As I told you, as soon as you get into the any reputable journals, maybe which is published by Sage, Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, Springer, anywhere, and you select the journal there, you immediately get something known as author guidelines. And you have to take time. Maybe if you have to check each and every guideline, I usually say in my sessions like this, it takes at least 1 week for you to digest and understand what are the guidelines. So this is an area like many researchers neglect initially, they overlook. See, again, I tell you, even strong papers may face delays or even rejection if journal formatting and submission requirements are ignored from your side. See, every journal, it usually provides detailed author guidelines. I mean, they give it regarding the manuscript structure, which referencing style you have to use, what are the word limits, how do you format the figures, then the ethical declarations that you have to provide, even their abstract style and complete submission procedures will be there. So following these guidelines carefully, it reflects your professionalism. Plus, they get to understand that your scholarly attention to each and every detail will be noticed. So editors say often they notice immediately whether authors have genuinely prepared their manuscripts according to their journal expectations or not. Because as soon as we open the manuscript, we get to understand that, right? So as educators as well as scholars, authors, it is very important that we understand that journal selection is not just some technical process. It is a strategic academic decision, because the right journal, it helps you to ensure that your research is reaching the appropriate audience. It is gaining meaningful visibility. You are contributing through it effectively to your discipline. And in simple words, you are maintaining that scholarly credibility. So, successful publishing is not simply about getting accepted somewhere very quickly. It is not about that. It is about placing research in journals where it can genuinely create academic value as well as impact. Okay? Hope we all are on the same page. Okay, I have a question from Srinivas Rao, sir. Sir, if you don't mind, I'll just take it after the session is done. Is that fine? Okay, hope we are clear so far. Okay, sir. Got that. Now, once the journal is selected, the next important stage begins. That is preparing your manuscript professionally plus systematically. And many good research studies, they face rejection not because your research lacks value, but because your manuscript presentation is weak, or if I have to be precise, it is unclear, or you have poorly organized it. So in academic publishing, please understand presentation matters significantly, because editors and even reviewers first evaluate how clearly and professionally your research is communicated. So the first important step is follow the journal formatting guidelines. As I told you, every journal has its own submission requirements as well as formatting standards. So these may include the font style, word limits, referencing format, heading structure, table presentation, citation style, the file submission requirements, everything. And one common mistake among researchers is submitting the same manuscript format to multiple journals. And what they do is, they will not even modify according to the guidelines. Okay, even if we say you should not do this duplicate publication, still they are going with that. But you are not even, the people who are doing this, they are not even modifying it according to the guidelines, required guidelines of the journal. See, what will happen is editors will notice this immediately. So universally, many journals today, they use initial technical screening systems even before they send your paper to peer review process. So manuscripts that fail to meet formatting or submission requirements, they are usually returned even before reaching the reviewers. That's it. So that's why carefully reading and following author guidelines becomes extremely important. Because proper formatting, it reflects your professionalism. That we get to understand you are giving attention to each and every minute details also. And it just shows your seriousness towards scholarly publishing, nothing else. Then the second main point is structure. Abstract, introduction, methodology, results, and discussion. So our research manuscript should have a clear and logical academic structure. Each section, as we all know, it serves a specific purpose. Say, for example, the abstract, it gives like a concise overview of the study. Then the introduction, it establishes the research problem and significance. If you get into the methodology, it explains how your study was conducted. Then the results present the findings objectively. Plus the discussion, it interprets the findings and it connects them with the existing literature. Okay, now reviewers evaluate your manuscripts based on clarity, coherence, logical flow, methodological rigor, as well as your academic organization. So a well-structured paper, it helps even your readers. They will understand what was studied by you, why it matters, how the research was conducted by you, and what contribution your study makes. So globally, journals today emphasize not only on originality, but also there must be some clarity in your scholarly communication, isn't it? At the end of the day, research impact depends heavily on how effectively your findings are present. Simple. Then the final important aspect is proper citation and referencing. See, strong manuscripts always demonstrate responsible engagement, especially with the existing literature. Now, if I ask you what is proper citation, what will be your answer, dear participants? So, what is proper citation? How can we properly cite? What do you think? Okay, Harini ma'am says it should be done to avoid plagiarism. All right, ma'am. Correct. Main reason is that. But your proper citation, it has to acknowledge the previous scholars. It will strengthen the academic credibility. It supports arguments. It helps to avoid plagiarism concerns. And notably, referencing, this is also not simply a technical requirement. We all think so, it is so mechanical, it is not that. It reflects your scholarly discipline and ethical academic practice. That's why we usually ask researchers to make sure that there is consistency in the citation style, whichever you are using, be it APA, MLA, Chicago, IEEE, anything. There must be accurate referencing. Proper source acknowledgement should be there, as Harini ma'am rightly said. And there must be updated literature integration. So, if I have to be honest, poorly referenced manuscripts, usually they create negative impressions. Because editors, reviewers, they just get doubt about your whole research quality and academic rigor itself. Okay. So especially today with plagiarism detection systems and this AI assisted writing with artificial intelligence, we see this everywhere across the countries. So accurate citation practices, that's why they are becoming more important in maintaining originality as well as publication ethics. So eventually, preparing a manuscript is not only about documenting your research findings. It's about communicating the research in a way that is clear, that is credible, structured, whatnot, ethical and professionally aligned with academic publishing standards. See, because strong research, I would like to say it deserves equally strong scholarly presentation also. That must be there. Okay. Runumani Devi ma'am says, giving proper acknowledgement. Yes, ma'am. Srinivas Rao sir says, proper citation refers to the accurate and systematic acknowledgement of sources in research and academic writing through accepted referencing styles, ensuring intellectual honesty and avoidance of plagiarism. Yes, sir. Superb. Rohit Kumar sir says, correctly giving credit to the original source of information, ideas, quotes, data, or research used in your academic work. Very true, sir. Now, after preparing your manuscript carefully, researchers move into a stage that often feels both exciting as well as stressful. That is the actual journal submission process. And for many first-time authors, this stage can feel slightly overwhelming because journal submission systems, it involves multiple documents. There are too many technical steps. You have to give declarations. You have to do the formatting checks. And you need to be acquainted with the publication requirements. But Once researchers understand the workflow clearly, this process also becomes much more manageable to you. The first stage is online submission systems. Today, most journals use digital manuscript management platforms, especially for handling submissions and peer review. Now we are no more sending our manuscripts through mail. Do you all know that? It has become very rare that we send it through such kind of things, and we are using the online submission systems only. So, dear participants, what are some online manuscript submission and management systems that are used in academic publishing? Are you aware of it? Any commonly used systems that you are aware? Yes, Dr. Shajida ma'am says at its core, a proper citation is how anyone gives credit to the authors whose ideas, words, or data is used in our own research. Yes, ma'am. Can you name any online submission systems for submitting your manuscripts and for the whole process till publication? Okay. Common manuscript management systems, it includes Scholar One, there is Editorial Manager, then we have OJS, Open Journal Systems, then there is Manuscript Central, Springer Nature Submission is there, their portal. And these are like widely used by the international publishers as well as with the academic journals for managing manuscript submissions and as well as for the peer review workflows. So, do you all know what these platforms do as soon as you log in? Suppose you go to Elsevier, then what will happen? Or you just go to Taylor and Francis. Next, what is the process? So, they help the journals to manage your manuscript tracking. The reviewer assignments can be checked there. Revisions, editorial communication, the publication workflows, systematically everything will be there. And across nations, I would like to say, digital submission systems have transformed academic publishing by making that international research submission faster. Yes, it is helping in that. Plus, it is becoming more accessible than ever before. So, and researchers from different countries, we all can now submit our manuscripts to journals worldwide entirely online. Okay. However, these systems also require some careful attention from our side because even some technical errors, let it be small, during your submission process, it will delay your review process again. So that's why researchers should carefully verify the author details, affiliations, manuscript category, keywords, ethical declarations, uploaded files, everything has to be properly, thoroughly checked before your final submission. Then the second step is upload manuscript and supporting documents. See, journal submission usually involves more than uploading just your main paper. And as researchers, you may also have to submit title pages separately, sometimes according to the guidelines of the journal you are choosing. You have to submit ethical approval certificates, plagiarism declarations, graphical abstracts, author contribution statements, COI declarations, I mean the conflicts of interest declarations, supplementary files. So what do you understand by supplementary files? Okay, Dr. Roshni Bala ma'am says Scopus. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Vishal Rana sir says OJS. We just discussed about that. Okay, Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says CARE. Yes, sir. Now, I just asked you what all comes under supplementary files. Suppose if they ask you for supplementary files, it may include data sets, algorithms, questionnaires, or even your interview transcripts. Sometimes they want to check the authenticity of the work you have done. They may even ask for your statistical outputs, additional tables, figures, appendices, coding sheets. All these will come under supplementary files, multimedia files, research models, or even the consent forms. Sometimes they even ask for data availability statements. All this again depends on that particular specific journal where you are submitting according to their requirements. Okay. And many manuscripts, they face delays because authors, they fail to notice such kind of supporting documentation requirements at all. So worldwide, what is happening is journals are giving lots of importance, especially on research transparency, ethical compliance, data integrity, as well as your disclosure practices. That's why supporting documents have become very important part of responsible scholarly publishing. And researchers should also, you should ensure that uploaded manuscripts will follow the anonymization requirements. Means sometimes, especially in double peer review system, I'll tell you what it is. You may have to remove any author identifying information from your manuscript. And you have to follow the formatting standards. Then file naming instructions also, it has to be followed properly. Then the final step is cover letter submission. So many budding scholars, they underestimate the importance of cover letter itself. But a good cover letter, it can create the editor's first impression on your manuscript. Do you know that? See, your letter has to briefly explain what is the significance of your study, originality of your research, relevance to that particular journal, and why your manuscript is suitable for publication in that particular journal. You have to mention about all these things in your CL, cover letter. And it also helps the editors. They can quickly understand what is the contribution of your work, its academic value, as well as its alignment with the journal's scope. And importantly, I would like to say the cover letter should remain, you cannot take it like 2 or 3 long sheets. No, it must be concise, it must be professional, respectful. Plus, there must be like, it should be academically focused. Don't make it overly promotional. See, on a global scale, editors usually they receive large and large volumes of submissions. That's why a clear and well-written cover letter from your side, it can help them to position the manuscript more effectively, especially during their initial editorial evaluation. So what happens here? Let us see. Initial editorial screening. So what does this mean, audience? Yes, Harini ma'am. Sometimes it even comes under supplementary files. Or you'll be just having something known as appendix only, wherein you can be posting such kind of things. Uploading such kind of things. Okay. Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says supplementary files are supporting research materials such as data sets, questionnaires, yes, consent forms, appendices, tables, figures, multimedia content that enhances the clarity, transparency, and the reproducibility of a study. Yes, sir. And Dr. Roshni Bala ma'am says details of the contents. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So after your manuscript submission, the paper does not immediately move to peer review. It first undergoes an important stage called as initial editorial screening. This acts like a journal's first quality filter. Now, editors evaluate whether your manuscript is suitable to proceed further in the publication process or not. First, what they do is scope check. So editors examine whether your manuscript aligns with the journal's subject area, research focus, target audience, as well as publication objectives. See, many manuscripts, they face rejection simply because they do not fit into the journal's scope. They immediately reject it. Then plagiarism check. So as we all are aware, most journals, they use plagiarism detection software. Even we discussed in our previous sessions, correct? Mainly, they want to examine the copied content, if at all there are any sort of similarity overlap, improper paraphrasing, duplicate publication, or even they just want to get to know if there are any ethical writing concerns. So editors also assess originality as well as citation practices carefully. Then we have basic quality assessment. Here, editors conduct an initial review of clarity of writing, methodology, novelty, manuscript structure, referencing quality, and the overall academic presentation also. So manuscripts with weak structure or and some sort of unclear contributions, it may not proceed any further. Then we also have desk rejection possibility. Sometimes manuscripts are rejected directly by the editor, as I told you, without external peer review. So what might be the common reasons for this? First thing might be the scope mismatch, weak originality, or there is absolutely zero originality in the paper. Then there may be some methodological limitations, formatting issues, why not? Then ethical concerns, inefficient contribution. But desk rejection does not always mean poor research. I don't mean it. Usually it indicates some sort of need for refinement, or a more suitable journal selection has to be done. So initial editorial screening ensures that your manuscripts will meet the journal's academic, ethical, and publication standards before entering the formal peer review process. All right, hope we are clear so far. Okay. So what is a peer review, audience? What is this concept? In the meanwhile, you give your answers. So let me explain this concept not only as a resource person, but also from my own experience as a reviewer and editorial board member for several national and international journals. See, honestly, many young researchers, they think peer review is a process where reviewers simply sit and find mistakes in our papers, is what they think. See, but that is not how responsible peer review actually works. From the reviewer's side, see, peer review is a very thoughtful academic responsibility that is on our shoulders. See, when a manuscript comes to us for review, the first thing we usually ask ourselves is not, should I reject this paper? No. Instead, we think, what is the contribution of this study? Is the research question meaningful? Does the methodology support the objectives? Is this work original and ethically conducted? Can this manuscript genuinely add some value to the field or not? So that's why peer review is evaluation by experts in the field. See, editors usually send manuscript to reviewers who have expertise in that specific research domain. Now, and as reviewers, we carefully examine the conceptual clarity, literature support, research design, data interpretation, originality, plus the overall academic rigor of your work. So experienced reviewers can usually understand very quickly whether your paper is reflecting genuine scholarly effort or not. Is there some sort of superficial writing, or uh, is it something adding to the rushed publication attempts? What is it? We can understand as soon as we just open the manuscript. And today, because publication pressure has increased across the globe, so journals also receive a very large number of submissions. But not every submission demonstrates strong research quality, or we cannot say there is ethical rigor. That's why peer review has become even more important in maintaining those academic standards. Then second point we have is it ensures quality, validity, and originality. So from my experience, many manuscripts are not rejected because your topic is poor. Very often, do you know what the issue is? Maybe unclear methodology, weak literature review, unsupported conclusions, your poor academic writing, ethical concerns, or sometimes even that lack of originality in your paper. And see, please understand, sometimes reviewers spend considerable time giving detailed suggestions. Do you know why? Because we genuinely want researchers to improve their work. That is the single reason. See, please note, a good reviewer does not only criticize, a good reviewer will strengthen your manuscript. And many times after revision, the paper becomes far stronger than original submission itself. That's why authors should not immediately become discouraged when we give any reviewer comments. So peer review, it is usually a part of the scholarly refinement process itself. Kindly understand that. Then the final point is critical step in the publication process. Yes, as editorial members and reviewers, we know that publication decisions are taken very, very carefully. So editors consider reviewer reports, originality, ethical compliance, journal's scope, academic contribution, plus overall manuscript quality before making some final decisions. And one important thing I always tell researchers is, see, rejection is normal in our academic publishing. Even experienced researchers, sometimes they'll be asked to revise their paper, or they may even get critical comments. Even we face rejections. If I submit a paper wherein there'll be like so many problematic situations. I mean, the issues, whatever we discussed, if it is present in my paper, yes, I may have to face revisions, harsh comments, critical comments, or even rejections. So that is part of academic growth, nothing else. So in fact, some of the strongest published papers, they mostly go through multiple revisions only before acceptance. So from my own reviewing experience, I can say that what impresses reviewers most is not your perfection, but sincerity in your research, clarity in your writing, ethical scholarship, and when you show that willingness to improve academically, yes, there you are gaining marks. Because ultimately, peer review is not meant to discourage our researchers. It exists only to protect the credibility, quality, as well as integrity of academic knowledge. All right? Yes. Now, when we talk about peer review, many researchers initially assume that all journals follow one standard review system, isn't it? But peer review models differ significantly across journals, disciplines, and even publishers. And as researchers, reviewers, and editorial board members, understanding these systems becomes extremely important for all of us. See, because the review structure can influence transparency, objectivity, reviewer interaction, and like the overall publication experience itself. See, internationally, many reputed journals and publishers today, they are also rethinking peer review models so that they can improve their fairness, accountability, transparency, and even the research quality. Now, let us look at the major types of peer review systems commonly followed in academic publishing. The first and most traditional system I would like to say is single blind review. So, what happens here, audience? What is this concept of single blind review? Dr. Shajida ma'am says this is the stage where the editor sends the work to external experts, I mean the peers, in the exact same field to critically evaluate its quality, validity, and importance before deciding whether to publish it or not. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that input. Okay. In this single blind review, do you know what happens? As the name suggests, reviewers know the identity of the authors, who you are. Suppose if you are the author. But authors do not know who is reviewing my paper. So this remains like one of the most widely used review models worldwide. So especially this is used in research, science, uh, engineering, medicine, and even in the management journals. Say, for example, several journals published by major publishers. I don't remember, somebody already mentioned about this, like Elsevier, Springer, even the parts of IEEE publication system, they commonly use this peer review only, single blind. Now, from a reviewer's perspective, this system sometimes helps because understanding the author's research background, institutional affiliation, or previous work, it may provide some context to us during evaluating such papers. But across continents, discussions around this model mostly focus on the possibility of there may be unconscious bias. For example, if the author is from some reputed institution, or if they are like famous researchers, or let us say they are internationally recognized authors. sometimes they may receive different perception compared to unknown or just like our young researchers, early career researchers. So that concern is one reason why alternative review systems have also become popular. That's why we have the second important system, that is double blind review. Yes, Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says single blind peer review is an evaluation process used in scholarly publishing where reviewers remain anonymous to authors while reviewers have access to the author's identities and manuscript details. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So what happens here in double blind review? Reviewers do not know the identity of the authors, and authors also do not know who reviewed their manuscript. So this system, it aims to reduce that biasness, and it is increasing fairness by focusing purely on research quality, originality, methodology, as well as scholarly contribution. So this type of review is very common in education, social sciences. We see this in humanities and even in the interdisciplinary journals. I mean, the journals which are published by Taylor and Francis, Sage Publications, and many journals which are indexed in Scopus, WOS, they frequently use this double-blind peer review systems only. So, truly, many young researchers also feel more confident with this review because they believe their work will be judged more neutrally, regardless of their institutional reputation or the academic seniority. But complete anonymity is not always perfect because sometimes reviewers may still identify the authors indirectly. Do you know how? By knowing the writing style, by recognizing the writing style of the authors, or if there are some self citations given by the author in the paper, or if they are only going with publishing the papers in niche research topics, selective, or maybe through the conference presentations, they come to know about this. So still, the core purpose of this model is only to strengthen objectivity in academic evaluation. That's it. And the third and increasingly discussed system is open review. So what happens here, audience? This is a more transparent peer review approach. So depending on the journal policy, reviewer identities may be revealed and reviewer comments may be published, or author and reviewer discussions, it also can be, it may become visible openly here in the open review. So this model is gaining so much of attention globally because scholars believe transparency can improve their reviewer accountability, ethical conduct, constructive feedback can be given, and there will be trust in the whole review process. For example, prestigious journals and platforms such as BMJ, the British Medical Journal, or even the parts of Nature portfolio, and even journals from frontiers, they have experimented with or they have adopted the forms of this open peer review system. And this actually encourages the reviewers. We can write some more balanced, respectful, and even academically thoughtful comments. Because the reason is simple, their identity may be associated with the review. Correct? After all, the name itself says it is open. Okay. And at the same time, some scholars feel open review may create hesitation. Maybe in giving strong criticism cannot be given, especially when we are reviewing our senior researchers or when we are looking into the influential authors. So worldwide, even discussions about this peers review reform, it is continuing actively within all our academic publishing communities. So finally, I would like to say no peer review system is completely perfect. See, each model has its own strengths, limitations, practical challenges, and even the disciplinary preferences. But regardless of the format, the larger purpose remains almost the same. What is that? Just to ensure research entering academic literature is critically evaluated, it is ethically examined and strengthened before publication. Because peer review in any form, it exists to protect the credibility, to protect the rigor and integrity of the scholarly knowledge only, right? Now let us move into what many researchers consider the most intense stage of academic publishing. That is the actual peer review process. So really, this is the stage where manuscripts truly enters scholarly examination. So this process is not simply about accepting or rejecting papers. It is actually a cycle of evaluation, critique, refinement. There'll be academic dialogue as well as improvement. So in many ways, peer review helps to transform a manuscript from a research document into a publishable scholarly contribution. Now let us understand how this process usually unfolds. The first stage what we have is reviewer selection. So once the editor decides the manuscript is suitable for peer review, then appropriate reviewers will be selected based on their subject expertise, based on their methodological knowledge, research specialization, even their publication background. And selecting reviewers is itself a very careful editorial responsibility. See, editors try to identify reviewers who can evaluate fairly, who can provide their constructive feedback, plus who can maintain confidentiality and assess the manuscript critically yet professionally. So, all over the world, one major challenge journals face today is reviewer ability. Reviewer availability. I'm extremely sorry. Because publication submissions have increased enormously across disciplines. See, in fact, many reputed journals sometimes they struggle to secure timely reviewers because we are seeing due to the growing research output worldwide. And that's why responsible reviewing has also become an important academic contribution within our research culture. So I also even receive at least one paper in 2 weeks from different journals for a review. Then we have the second stage, that is review and feedback. So this is where reviewers carefully examine the manuscript in detail. Now what will happen here? As reviewers, we usually evaluate originality, literature support, methodology, clarity, statistical validity, even the ethical compliance, interpretation of findings, overall contribution to the field from your manuscript will be checked here, evaluated. And reviewer comments can sometimes feel overwhelming for authors initially. I completely understand. But constructive peer review will strengthen your paper tremendously. Believe me. So, for example, reviewers may suggest to refine your objectives, or they may tell you to improve the analysis. They may ask for clarification or arguments, or they might even ask you to strengthen your theoretical framing. Sometimes we even ask to update the literature or even to improve the academic presentation. So, see, importantly, good reviewer feedback should not merely point out weaknesses after all. It should guide improvement, isn't it? That is the whole purpose of this process itself. And everywhere, many publishers today are encouraging more constructive and developmental reviewing practices rather than purely such sort of fault finding approaches. Nobody likes that, isn't it? The third important stage is revision by authors. So, this stage teaches researchers one of the most important academic skills. What is that? Responding professionally to scholarly criticism. See, authors usually receive reviewer comments along with editorial decisions, maybe minor revision, major revision, revise and resubmit, or some sort of conditional acceptance. And revisions are extremely common in publishing. We all have to agree that. See, very few papers are accepted exactly in their original submitted form. That is not very rare, as I told you. So during revision, authors are expected to address all the reviewer concerns very carefully. We have to, if you are in author position, we have to revise the manuscripts systematically. Then justify any disagreements respectfully, that has to be done. And you have to prepare the detailed response documents. So from editorial experience, one thing becomes very clear. See, editors appreciate the authors who respond professionally, respectfully, systematically, and even academically. Even when you disagree with the reviewer comments, you have to maintain that decorum. So because revision is not an argument between the authors and the reviewers. After all, it is a part of scholarly refinement. Okay. Then the last stage is final decision by the editor. See, after revisions are submitted, the editor evaluates the reviewer recommendations, the quality of revisions made by you, then the author responses, plus the overall manuscript improvement from your side. Now, based on this, the editor may decide to accept the paper, or they may even request for further revisions, or sometimes they may even reject your manuscript. As you all know, the final editorial decisions, it involves balancing multiple factors, like they have to look into the research quality, there must be originality, you also have to maintain journal standards, reviewer consistency must be there, relevance, publication priorities, everything has to be taken into account. Sometimes even good papers may be rejected because there may be some limited journal space, or there may be some priority considerations from their side. Sometimes even there may be mismatch with the editorial direction. That's why, as researchers, you should never view rejection. It is never your personal failure after all. In fact, in many countries, even highly cited scholars, senior researchers regularly experience revisions and rejections. Even last year, when I was doing my postdoctoral, or maybe a couple of years back, 3 times even I had got for a rejection from a prestigious journal, high impact journal. It happens. So, it is not our personal failure again. Correct? So, ultimately, this peer review process, it reminds us of something very important about academic publishing. What is that? Research becomes stronger through critical academic engagement. Because meaningful scholarship is rarely created perfectly in one attempt. We cannot do that. After all, we all are human beings at the end of the day, isn't it? So it only evolves through questioning, revision, feedback, and continuous refinement within our scholarly community. That's it. Then possible decisions. Now, after the peer review process, authors reach the stage that many researchers wait for anxiously. That is the editorial decision. Correct? This is usually the most emotional stage in our academic publishing. I know. So, because researchers continuously you keep checking your emails, wondering was my paper accepted or not? What did the reviewers actually say? Will revisions be manageable from my side? Or sometimes we even get that thought, is it rejected? What is happening with my paper? Isn't it? Yes or no? Yes, you all have experienced this. So every academician, even highly experienced scholars, we have to go through this phase repeatedly if we have to publish it somewhere. Because publication decisions, they are like a normal part of scholarly life. Now let us understand the common editorial outcomes researchers usually receive revision. So this means script is accepted in its current form without requiring any sort of changes. Now, truly speaking, this is extremely rare, that too in reputed journals. This will not happen. So especially when you take indexed international journals, very few papers receive immediate acceptance without any reviewer comments. And when it happens, it usually indicates, yes, of course, we all will be happy. And it is also indicating that your manuscript is exceptionally well prepared. It is methodologically strong, plus clearly written, ethically sound, everything positive. And it is highly aligned with the journal's expectations also. But researchers should not assume that revisions indicate weak research. I'm not saying so. In fact, revisions are actually the most normal outcome in our academic publishing. Then the second and very common decision is minor revision. So this happens, the paper is fundamentally strong, but certain improvements are required before the final acceptance. See here, reviewer comments may involve language refinement or clarification of arguments, additional references, formatting corrections, some small methodological explanations, or even some minor structural improvements they might ask you. And minor revision, I tell you, it is usually a very positive sign because it indicates that reviewers see publication potential in your paper. Your study is academically valuable and the manuscript is close to acceptance. Please don't forget that. So, authors who respond carefully and professionally, especially during this stage, generally it moves towards publication successfully, no doubt in that. And third important outcome is major revision. Now, this is the stage that sometimes worries researchers the most. But kindly understand, major revision, does it mean rejection to you? No, right? It means the journal still sees potential in your work, but substantial improvements are necessary from your side. So, for example, reviewers may ask the authors maybe to strengthen the theoretical framing or to revise your methodology, to improve your statistical analysis, or they might ask you to give some clarification regarding the interpretations, or they might ask you to restructure the sections. Sometimes you may have to address the conceptual concerns. So, around the world, many strong published papers actually go through major revisions before acceptance. Don't worry about that. And some manuscripts also improve dramatically after thoughtful revision from your side. So, in fact, occasionally the revised version becomes far stronger than your original submission, as I told you previously. So, the key during major revision is patience, professionalism, systematic response from your side, plus the willingness to refine the work academically. If that is there, yes, you can succeed everywhere. And the final possible decision is reject. Now, practically speaking, rejection is one of the hardest experiences for researchers, both physically and emotionally, because your time, money, efforts, everything is involved here. So, but it is also one of the most common realities in our academic dissemination. See, rejection may happen because of many reasons, like scope mismatch, limited novelty in your paper, or your methodology is weak, or it can even indicate some insufficient contribution, poor presentation, ethical concerns, or simply because the journal has received too many submissions and it cannot publish your paper. That's why they have rejected it. Okay, and importantly, rejection does not automatically mean, as a researcher, that doesn't mean you are lacking ability. Okay, so even globally renowned scholars, everyone receives rejections regularly. Don't worry. So, uh, many highly cited papers, if you take today, they were initially rejected by other journals before eventual publication elsewhere. As simple as that. So, as reviewers and editorial members, we often see the difference between successful and unsuccessful researchers. It is like it doesn't mean there is absence of rejection in our papers. No, it is the ability to revise, your ability to learn, improve, and continue your scholarly journey. That's it. And in the broader perspective, publication decisions, it reminds us of something very important, that academic publishing is not just a system of judgment. It is a process of scholarly refinement. Because strong research mostly evolves through feedback, criticism, revision, persistence, and that sort of continuous intellectual improvement only. Okay? Are we clear so far? Audience? Okay. Responding to reviewers. So this stage is where many researchers truly grow academically, because writing a paper is one skill, but responding to reviewers professionally, is an entirely different scholarly skill. Do you agree with me? Okay. See, please be clear here. Editors usually understand a researcher's academic maturity not only from your manuscript, but from how the author responds to the reviewer comments. Some authors I have observed they become defensive. Some even become emotional. Because as I told you, authors will be physically and emotionally involved so much into writing. Yes. Some people, what they do, completely opposite of these two. They ignore the comments selectively. But some strong researchers, the strong researchers, they learn how to engage with feedback professionally, respectfully, and systematically. I hope all our group members, you belong there. You all are strong researchers. And truly, that ability becomes extremely important in the long-term academic publishing success also. Now, the first important practice is address all the comments carefully. So, what do you uh, understand by this, dear participants? What is it we have to do if we have to address all comments carefully means? Point number one, what should we do? Addressing all comments carefully means? Yes, what should be done here? The point number one. So one common mistake I have seen researchers make is responding only to easy comments and they ignore difficult or critical observations completely. See, as reviewers, we notice this immediately because our job is that every reviewer comment should be acknowledged, should be addressed carefully, and it should be responded thoughtfully. See, even as an author, if you disagree with a suggestion of ours, your response should still explain the reasoning respectfully and academically only. So, for example, instead of writing the reviewer is wrong, so your professional response can be something like this. I'm just giving an example. We respectfully clarify that the methodology was selected based on the objectives of the study. Or you can write like this. We sincerely appreciate this valuable observation and we have incorporated the suggested clarification in the revised manuscript. Or you can say something like this also. Based on the study design and available data, the chosen approach was considered the most appropriate for this research. Correct? Can you respond like this also in a professional tone? So kindly note, your tone is what matters greatly, especially during the revision process. See, because peer review is an academic discussion. It is not a personal argument, no. Then the second practice is provide point-by-point responses. See, throughout the world, most reputed journals expect detailed response documents during revision. So as authors, you should respond systematically to each reviewer comment individually. Usually how your responses can be made effective. So effective responses includes the reviewer comment, then the author's response, and indication of where changes were made in the manuscript, para, line number, such kind of things, page number. So this makes the revision process much easier for the editors, for us, the reviewers, and also for authors, you yourselves. There will be some clarity. So, and as reviewers, we appreciate the authors who can organize revisions clearly because that is showing your decorum. It is showing your academic seriousness as well as your respect for the review process itself. So sometimes even difficult revisions become manageable when authors approach them systematically, isn't it? Then the third important practice is revise manuscript accordingly. Our response letter alone, it is not just enough. So the actual manuscript must reflect the requested improvements properly. For example, literature updates, methodological clarifications, improved discussion, or sometimes you may have to provide that additional analysis, language refinement, structural corrections. It should be visibly incorporated into your revised manuscript. And revisions should improve the paper meaningfully rather than doing something mechanically, adding some sentences just to satisfy the reviewers. That should not be done. That should not be your goal at all. But one thing is very clear. Strong revisions, it significantly improves your publication quality. Agree with me? So in fact, some papers become far more impactful, especially after a careful reviewer guided refinement, if you are doing it from your side. Then the final and extremely vital aspect is maintain professional tone. Even reviewers have to maintain this. So this may be one of the most important lessons in scholarly publishing. Say reviewer comments can sometimes feel harsh to you, or it may be highly critical, repetitive, or even frustrating. As authors, I understand. But professional researchers learn how to separate your personal emotion from academic revision, isn't it? As authors, if you are in an author position, we all should remember reviewers are evaluating the manuscript. They are not attacking you, they are not attacking the individual. And globally, because academic publishing involves scholars from, diverse cultures, disciplines, communication styles, academic traditions. So professional communication, it becomes essential throughout this review process. So as reviewers and editorial members, we also usually appreciate authors who respond with humility. We want that. We want some clarity, professionalism, as well as scholarly maturity from your side is what we expect while you are revising your papers. At last, responding to reviewers is not simply about getting your paper accepted again. It is part that you are becoming a strong researcher. Because, see, meaningful scholarship, it grows through when we are open to critique, when we have that thoughtful revisions, when we are trying to make it. There must be intellectual flexibility as well as continuous academic improvement is needed from your side. Now, we also have some common mistakes that are to be avoided. So, Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says to the previous question, yes, authors should respond to reviewer comments respectfully, professionally, yes, and systematically. So, every comment should be addressed clearly by explaining the revisions made in the manuscript or by providing a logical justification when a suggestion is not accepted from your side. Yes, a careful response to reviewers demonstrates academic maturity, research integrity, and willingness to improve scholarly work. Yes, sir, of course. Nice, very nicely explained. Dr. Roshni Bala ma'am says, look carefully all the comments, respond politely and professionally. If we disagree, please explain respectfully. Yes, ma'am. That was like a total summary of the previous slide. Yes. Okay. Make and give response point by point. Yes, ma'am. That has to be there while you are revising your papers. Okay. Now, let me say something very honestly from academic publishing experience. See, sometimes researchers spend months collecting the data or conducting the analysis, writing manuscripts, preparing submissions. But the paper still gets rejected because of a few avoidable mistakes from your side. You could have completely, totally avoided that. And interestingly, many of these mistakes are not related to lack of intelligence or your research potential at all. So they usually happen because researchers, what you do is one mistake, you rush the submission or you overlook the journal expectations, whatever we discussed a few slides back, or you are trying to underestimate the importance of scholarly presentation. So in fact, reviewers, editorial members, they usually notice certain recurring issues across manuscripts across the world. Correct? Now, the first common mistake is ignoring author guidelines. This is one of the simplest yet most frequent problems in manuscript submission, what we witness. See, many researchers prepare a paper in one format and they keep on submitting the same version to multiple journals till it gets accepted and published. Means you are not carefully checking the journal requirements at all. But journals usually have a very specific expectations regarding your manuscript structure, citation style, word limits, figure formatting, anonymization, submission procedures. Everything differs from journal to journal. And editors can identify guideline negligence very quickly. So as soon as they open the manuscript, immediately they can know at least whether the format is according to their requirements or not. So sometimes technically weak submissions may not even move beyond the editorial screening process itself, whatever we discussed in the previous slide. So international reputed journals, increasingly they are using automated submission systems and technical checks before the peer review actually begins. So formatting compliance has become more important than ever. Okay, let us understand about this. Then the second common mistake is poor writing quality. Now, importantly, your good research alone is not enough. Is that enough? No. So research must also be communicated clearly. Sometimes you see manuscripts contain unclear language, weak organization. There might be grammatical issues, uh, even repetitive explanations from the authors, some disconnected arguments. Yes, we witness all this in the manuscripts. Or there may be some poorly structured discussions. And even think about the reviewers. Poor reviewers, they even struggle when they cannot follow the flow of your paper clearly. Isn't it? Even strong findings in your paper, it may lose impact if academic writing lacks clarity. So as reviewers, we usually appreciate manuscripts that are concise, that must be logically organized, and we expect that it is academically coherent plus reader friendly. See, because your scholarly writing should help other readers to understand your contribution easily. They should not again struggle through your unnecessary complexity, isn't it? Then the third mistake is lack of novelty. So what do you mean by this, audience? What is lack of novelty? Sometimes we say the paper is lacking novelty. What do you understand by this? Okay, I'll just wait for you. When I say this point, lack of novelty, this has become ever more important in global publishing today. See, we are witnessing the rapid growth of research output internationally, worldwide. Journals, they are now strongly emphasizing originality and contribution. See, editors, reviewers, they usually ask, what new insights does this paper offer? What will you say? How does it advance existing literature? Why is this study important now? Is there an answer? Through your manuscript? So really many manuscripts face rejection not because the methodology is weak, but because the study does not demonstrate sufficient novelty. There is no newness or there is no additional contribution from your manuscript paper. So this, see, after having said this, I don't mean that every paper must be revolutionary. I'm not saying that. But the thing is, your research should clearly show the relevance, originality. There must be contextual significance after all, correct? Or we would like to see that there is some meaningful advancement within the field. And as researchers, we must communicate not only what we study, But why the study matters academically also should be known to others, isn't it? And the final common mistake is improper citation. Okay, Dr. Srinivas Rao sir says lack of novelty occurs when a research paper merely repeats existing studies. Yes, sir. Perfect point. Theories or findings without offering new insights, perspectives, methodologies, or contributions to knowledge. Yes, sir. Correct. So we just discussed about citation. So citation issues continue to remain one of the major concerns, in fact, in academic publishing. See, common problems are like missing references, inconsistent citation style. For one reference, you would have used APA. For immediately other reference is in some other style, Chicago, IEEE. We cannot even understand. Or sometimes there might be outdated literature, weak source integration, excessive self-citation. We witness all such kind of things in the manuscripts. Or there might be some improper paraphrasing. So citation quality, it usually reflects the researcher's academic discipline and also the engagement with literature. See, today, because plagiarism detection systems and AI-assisted writing tools, artificial intelligence tools are becoming common globally everywhere. Everybody is using it, be it for our personal use or even for our professional lives. So journals are examining citation integrity more carefully because they have to do this, isn't it, with all our digital systems. So improper citation, it will create concerns regarding first thing originality. Then second thing is ethical writing. Third thing about your whole scholarly rigor. So this slide, it reminds us of something very important, that successful publishing is not only about conducting research, correct? It is equally about your presentation, clarity, ethical writing, journal alignment, and careful scholarly communication. Because sometimes avoiding a few common mistakes, it can significantly improve your manuscript's chances of successful publication. Please try that. Yes. As we come to the conclusion of this session, I would like to leave everyone with one important reflection. See, academic publishing is not simply about getting your paper accepted. It is a journey of scholarly communication. It is a journey of academic refinement. There is ethical responsibility, and there must be continuous intellectual growth, isn't it? And every experienced researcher eventually realizes that publication is not only about writing research, it is all about learning how to participate meaningfully in the global academic conversation. So the first important takeaway is publication requires careful preparation and patience. Yes. So strong publication, it rarely happens through your rushed submission. And successful manuscripts usually reflect, yes, you have begun with careful journal selection. There is structured writing, plus your paper shows methodological clarity. There is ethical scholarship and even attention to every minute detail. And mainly, your patience becomes very important part of the academic publishing. See, because this whole publication journey, it begins only with revisions, reviewer comments, waiting periods, editorial decisions, and that repeated cycle of refinement. So in every country, with the research submissions increasing rapidly across the disciplines, competition for publication has also become more intense. And that's why thoughtful preparation and persistence, they are also becoming essential qualities for all our researchers today. And the second important takeaway is peer review enhances research quality. So although reviewer comments may sometimes feel demanding, say peer review, it plays a very important role in strengthening your scholarly work. And constructive review, definitely it helps you to improve your clarity, rigor, originality, methodological quality, and your academic presentation as well. See, and many strong published papers become impactful precisely because they actually underwent careful critique and revisions. maybe multiple times. So as researchers, reviewers, educators, authors, we should therefore view this peer review. It is never a barrier to us, but it is an academic quality. That is, it is an enhancement process. See, as we discussed in the previous slide, meaningful scholarship, it shows, it grows stronger only through the critical engagement and scholarly dialogue. Please remember. The final important takeaway we have here is following guidelines increases acceptance chances. Yes. See, many publication challenges can actually be reduced when the researchers, when you first select appropriate journals, when you follow the author guidelines carefully, and when you maintain ethical writing practices, you have to present manuscripts professionally, plus you have to respond to reviewers systematically. Right? And really, journals appreciate authors like you who all can demonstrate academic discipline, professionalism, clarity, plus who gives utmost respect for this publication process. See, because publishing success, it depends not only on the research quality alone, but also on how effectively the research is communicated and how it is presented. So this entire discussion, it reminds us that research publication, it is not merely an endpoint. It is part of a large academic journey of learning, of contribution, collaboration, critic, and scholarly growth. See, because meaningful research achieves its true value only when it is communicated responsibly. I believe and I give much importance when it also has to be reviewed critically. Plus, it has to be shared ethically with our academic community. Isn't it? Yes. So this brings us to the conclusion of today's session, and I now warmly welcome all your questions. I remember Dr. Srinivas Rao sir had some question. I'll just check it.
Participants, the session is now open for any questions. Kindly write down your question in the chat box.
Okay, we have a question from Dr. Srinivas Rao sir. Madam, many research scholars are participating in this FDP. Kindly suggest the best publication avenues for scholars after the award of their PhD degree. Where should they publish their PhD thesis work, and which type of publication would be most appropriate and academically beneficial? Thank you very much, Dr. Srinivas Rao sir, for this very important question. See, after the award of a PhD degree, scholars should focus on publishing your research in reputed and ethically recognized platforms. Means those platforms has to provide you both academic visibility as well as long-term research impact must be there. So the choice of the publication avenue, it depends on the nature, depth, and even the objectives of your thesis work. See, generally, some publication avenues, whichever I consider appropriate, I'll tell you, plus which are academically beneficial. First thing is peer-reviewed research journals. See, publishing thesis findings as journal articles, it is like most widely accepted and academically valued approach. So scholars should preferably, you should target Scopus index journals, WOS, Web of Science journals, then reputed international peer-reviewed journals within your discipline. Okay, so instead of converting your entire thesis into one single paper, my advice is you try to identify significant themes, objectives, or findings, and try to develop multiple quality research articles, especially from your thesis. That can be done. Then, as a scholar, if you have developed some strong theoretical understanding, maybe during your PhD period, now you can also publish systematic review papers. You can also go ahead with literature review articles, or even you can come up with the conceptual and framework-based papers. So even these publications, don't underestimate them. They also receive good citations, and it helps to establish academic expertise in your specific research area. What else can be done? Selected portions of your thesis, you can convert them into book chapters. Yes. And these must be again published by some reputed academic publishers. Don't go for some local or fake publishers again. So I mean, this book chapters in the edited volumes, they are particularly useful for interdisciplinary or even for the application oriented topics. Okay. Then I remember one more important thing here. See, if you have done some exceptional kind of doctoral research, maybe with strong originality, and if at all there is some societal relevance, now you can revise that and you can even publish that in the form of academic books. You can bring it in the form of monographs, or even it can be like reference texts. So, but one thing, it is not so easy. There should be some substantially editing part, as well as you must make it reader friendly before publishing it as a book. Then you can also present some parts of your research in reputed national or international conferences. So mainly we'll get that academic networking opportunities. Plus you usually receive that constructive feedback before journal submission. Okay, but please, I again tell you, avoid predatory or fake journals. Don't go with rapid publication promises without peer review. That is always harmful to us. Then don't go ahead with journals with misleading indexing claims. Plus, avoid the unethical publication agencies. Don't go with them. Your focus should always be there on quality, originality, ethical publication practices only. You should look into the research impact rather than just increasing or publishing n number of papers. Okay. So one sincere suggestion even I give to my own research scholars is, please don't rush to publish immediately after the PhD. Please take some time. First, relax. I know you would have done a hectic work for 3 or 4 long years. Take time, refine your work, identify the most valuable findings, then target the journals that genuinely match your research domain and quality. See, after all, your well-published PhD work, it should significantly contribute to the academic career growth, research collaborations, as we already discussed. It should gain, or your manuscript must be in a position to gain some funding opportunities, citations. There must be a H-index development, correct? You must get recognized over, institutional wise, professionally. So strategic and ethical publication planning is what I prefer. After PhD, that is extremely important. Okay. Did I answer your question, Srinivas Rao sir? Yeah.
Ma'am, there is one question from Harini also.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm just checking. Okay. Harini ma'am is asking, ma'am, in case our papers gets rejected, will the reviewer give the reason for rejection? And in case they state the reason and we correct it, are there chances for reviewer to accept it again? Yeah. Harini ma'am, thank you for this question. This is actually one of the most common concerns among all our research scholars and even from our early career authors. See, first of all, authors should understand that rejection is a normal part of the research publication process. As we discussed some time ago, even highly experienced researchers, professors, they also face rejection from reputed journals. So a rejected paper does not necessarily mean that your research is poor. First, take that point out of your mind. Sometimes it may simply indicate that your manuscript is not fitting the journal's scope, or the methodology, it needs some sort of strengthening. Writing, it may require some improvement from your side, or sometimes the novelty may be insufficient, or competition level in that particular journal is very high. Okay. Now, in most genuine peer-reviewed journals, reviewers and editors, they usually provide reviewer comments. What are their observations? They even give suggestions for improvement. And sometimes, yes, they will tell you the specific reasons for rejecting your paper. So these comments are extremely valuable for you because it helps you. I mean, the author, you can improve the quality of your research work as well as how you have to prepare your, present your manuscript. Now, let me come to the second part of your question. Yes, If the issues are properly addressed, there are chances for acceptance again, ma'am. But it again depends on the type of decision that is given by the journal. See, generally, there are three situations I would like to tell you: major or minor revision. Now, in this case, your paper is not rejected completely. Ma'am, here the journal invites you, the author, you have to revise the manuscript based on the comments that are given by the reviewer. If the corrections are properly made and clearly explained by you in the response letter, yes, your paper has a good possibility of acceptance. Second decision would be reject and resubmit. See, some journals, they reject the current version, but they encourage you, I mean the authors, to submit a substantially improved manuscript again. So in such cases, after the major improvements, your paper will be reconsidered, sometimes even maybe by the same reviewers. Then third thing is complete rejection. See, if the journal decides that your paper is unsuitable for publication in their journal, as author, you can still improve the manuscript using the feedback, whatever you have got from these reviewers, and you can submit it to another appropriate journal. Why can't you do that? That is a wise idea always. So reviewer comments, please don't take them personally. They are always, they are just a part of academic quality enhancement. Correct? So as a professional researcher, my advice is you carefully study the reviewer comments, respond politely, respond academically. Just justify the corrections. Please give the evidence. With evidence, you have to justify it and try to revise the manuscript systematically. See, sometimes your paper might get rejected by one journal. It may later get accepted in a better journal after proper revision. Who knows? Therefore, rejection, you just view it as a learning opportunity rather than viewing it as a failure. Because I already told you in the conclusion slide, probably, persistence, patience, and continuous improvement are very, very important for us as researchers and as authors. Okay, did I answer your question, ma'am? Harini, ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Seems you have some clarity now. All right, glad.
I
Are there
think there are
questions?
no other questions now. So we
Okay,
can conclude the session.
definitely.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time to deliver such an insightful lecture on the journal submission process and peer review. Your tips and behind the scene look at what editors look for were incredibly valuable for the participants. The participants found your guidance on navigating revisions and responding to reviewers highly practical. We truly appreciate your expertise and the engaging way you presented the talk today. Thank you so much for your contribution in this FDP, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Garima ma'am. And
I think we can
it
take.
has truly been a privilege to interact with professionals. So I sincerely thank all of you for your valuable time and your attentive participation throughout this session. And I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the esteemed organizing institutions, especially for conceptualizing and hosting such an enriching FDP here. And my respectful regards to Dr. Bennett Rajorai sir for this extended invitation. Probably this is my sixth session in this particular program. So thank you all once again and wishing you all a pleasant evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we can take 10 minutes break now. Bennett sir, before your session started, can we take 10 minutes break?
Yes, ma'am. 4:10 we can assemble, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm
So
ready.
dear participants, we will again meet at 4:10. So you have 10 minutes break.
May I leave the session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, we can start. I'm ready.
Welcome back, everyone. So, in the next session, we have Bennett sir with us. I welcome you, sir, for your session.
Yes. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming for this beautiful session. Very happy to see you all after the short break. So normally after a break we used to break, but you people are really amazing, and well, everyone came to the meeting on time. Again, we are causing 150 participants. Kindly request all the other participants also to please be on time. Good. So yes, ma'am, welcome, ma'am. And sincerely thanking. And today's hosting institution, Raghunath College, Dr. Garima Malik, ma'am,
Thank you, sir.
the Honorary Secretary of this International Faculty Development Program. Sincerely thanking you, ma'am, for hosting the event. Yes. So in yesterday's class, we had a sequence of 4 hours continuous class, and yesterday's class was really nice. And today we got good feedback from University of Chennai, Madras University faculty. He came to meet me in Chennai, and he told, sir, it is really beautiful, enriching class, sir. You are doing such a wonderful job organizing a 60 hours FDP is not a simple task, but you have a beautiful team along with us. You appreciated with us. Yes, with this positive note, we will directly jump to the topic. Fine. So today, in the first session, Sriranjani ma'am, she told many things about publications about Scopus, right? And yes, we will start with the same thing, right? And I'm not going to take much time. Anyway, we'll be having uh, some in-depth details about what is meant by the journals and how we are supposed to clarify everything. Okay, let me share the screen. Requesting all the hosts to admit the participants. Otherwise, no, it will blink in my screen, which will disturb when I'm sharing the screen.
I will admit, sir.
Yes. So everybody knows about me, and I'm from the Department of Sociology, Guru Nanak Institutions, Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And today we'll be taking the classes about how to identify the journal and what do you mean by Scopus journal, what do you mean by pop science journal, and all those details being we will come to know in a detailed version, right? I hope I'm audible to everyone. Am I audible to you? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Where are my yesterday students? Or they are there? Okay. Yes, super. Okay, Harini ma'am. Yes, Vishal. Yeah, I forgot your name, beta. Fine. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, Vishal. Enough. More than enough. We will start the show. Perfect. Yes. Before let us jump into the Scopus publication to know more details about Scopus. Let me start with the important concept called co-authorship. Okay, and then let me tell you one by one, and then we will wind up on session on time, as like yesterday session. Good. The first thing is called as co-authorship. So, what do you mean by co-authorship? Anybody in the audience? Co-authorship means what? Anyone? Co-authorship means what? Please type in the chat box. No, just I want to know what do you know about co-authorship, because now currently in the current trend itself co-authors. The current trend itself co-authors. That is why I'm asking you the question. Contribution from more than one in any writing. Oh my God. Okay, Vishal. One or more authors. Nanita Maisna ma'am, thank you. Okay. Any others? Any other? Please be fast, no? One more. Yes, two people getting together and developing literature. More than one author. Okay, okay, okay. It is like a theory of what was it, Emil Durkheim. Two or more people gather together for a common mass. Perfect. Yes. So co-authorship is nothing but actually normally authorship deals with only single author. Okay. Now, if the paper is done by joint paper, we can go with the co-authorship. If the paper belongs to a particular project, see for example, if you are getting funding, recently we have taken funds from RUSA for 10 lakhs. In that 10 lakhs, we have quoted that in this 10 lakh, we are taking 2 lakh for publication. So in that publication, no, everybody will be there. Director will be there, coordinator will be there. What was that? Associate director will be there. So the people who are working for the papers, they also will be there. So if it is that, in that case, a maximum, what was that? The authors can be permitted. Maximum authors can be permitted. Okay. And second important thing is if the paper is it is not done by a group of people. Some people know currently that the biggest scam in UGC care listed journalists call for authors. Biggest scam in the Scopus journalists call for authors. What they will do? Someone will write a paper and they will take 8 authors. From 8 authors, they will charge money accordingly. Okay, and they will say be first author, you will get more marks. No, in this Scopus database, there is none of the term called first author, second author, third author, fourth author, whatever it could be. The paper will be getting indexed and you will be cited accordingly. That's all. Okay, so I'm telling you very clearly that if you are doing an individual publication, please don't go for a co-authorship. And one more important thing is that if you are writing a paper along with some co-authors, right, kindly ensure that you know them personally, that you know them personally, because if something happens wrong, if something went out of the control, both authors and co-authors can take a call. If you doesn't know who is your co-author means, again you will be in the trouble. Currently, Scopus as well as Web of Science are playing very vital role, and they are scrutinizing the paper in such a way that to avoid this kind of unwanted co-authorship. Best example, let me tell you. I am from Tamil Nadu. My papers will be in the first author. Someone from Manipur, second author. From Bangalore, third author. From Kashmir, fourth author. From Punjab, fifth author. Right, by seeing this itself we will come to know this paper comes from a, what was that agency. This paper comes from a forwarding agency, and kindly be aware of that. Such kind of papers won't be entertained by any kind of journal. Such kind of papers won't be entertained by any kind of journal. Please be aware that you are not going to involve in such kind of things. Okay, sir, we bunches of faculty members are joined together for a particular paper, sir. Is it okay? Yes, it is permitted. If it's from a particular department, for example, from the standard college, 10 people from the Department of Home Science are there. And if they are doing for a particular project or particular paper, research paper, they are permitted to do as a group application, and they can put their names as a first author, second author, third author accordingly. No problem. But standard college home science department followed by Coimbatore Avinash Nigalam home science department means definitely people will think that the chief editor will think that this is not a valid paper and this paper comes from the agency agencies. Okay. And one more important thing is that don't send your paper to Scopus as well as Web of Science through email. None of the Scopus as well as Web of Science journals accept your paper in the format of email. Then you might ask a question, sir, why they are having giving email ID? Email ID is only for some clarification purpose. Like if you want to go for uh, like if they want to go for what was that special issue, if you want to ask some doubts regarding that, if you want to know about at least a particular journal, you can mail and ask them. That is the only thing the mail is given there. And you can't send your paper to any Scopus journal through your mail ID. Okay, so please be aware of that you are not sending a paper through any agencies. Okay, and now new trend is there. After sending your paper to agency, you came to know that is a agency fake agent, right? Fake agent is the biggest term. I'm not supposed to use that, but currently I have to use the term because many people have the issue with that. Recently, one of my friend having the same issue, right? Fine, fine. So if that is the case, what you're supposed to do, once you are sending your paper for Scopus publication through mail, through some agent, after sending the paper, he is telling that the paper is not going to get, there are some issue with the paper, or you came to know that the journal is not a valid journal. Okay. So you are telling that I'm not going to pay for the paper, not to pay for my publication. So withdrawing my paper. Do you think that the concerned author will withdraw your paper? No. He will remove your name from the paper and he will sell the paper for 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Anyway, he is going to get benefited through your educated ignorance. The term is called as educated ignorance. Please don't do such kind of things. Okay. And it is for authorship of books. Book is completely different than from this corpus publication. If you want to get any kind of authorships, you are most welcome to take because somebody will write the paper, somebody will do the needful, and somebody will because we will come to know the credentials by the 16-digit ISBN number, right? Whereas in Scopus, there are n number of what was that malpractices are there. We will list out one by one in this class so that you will come to know that what you are supposed to do in the process of Scopus publication. Okay, I hope you understand. So the first and foremost important point is about co-authorship. Please be aware of that. Who is your co-author? The general notification is okay. Okay, reminder is you are supposed to aware about who is your co-author. Okay, and is the co-author has contributed any chapter in your research. If you're if you sorry, if you're writing introduction part, the co-author has to write a method review part or methodological part. Okay, so the work has been simultaneously allocated to all the co-authors. Or do you know the co-authors personally? If it is not so, please don't give your name, don't give your consent to anyone to in the process of Scopus publication. No, sir, we know that we know many people are there while filing that what was that? The patent. 15 people will give the name. So they used to ask that the amount for 10,000, 5,000, 8,000, 6,000, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 1,500. Okay. And do you think so that these people will get their name in the patents? Impossible. They will file the patent. They will be filing the patent. Apart from that, they won't have the patent accordingly. It will take 2 years. Once checking the credentials of all those details, they will directly reject your patent file. So please be aware of this bulk publication as well as what was that group co-authorship publication in Scopus as well as Web of Science. Publication is ISBN book is completely different because whatever the publication is happening, it will be completely comes under the domain called ISBN number. While checking the ISBN number itself, we will come to know what kind of publication it has been carried out. But in the Scopus journal, even though the ISSN number is same, we can see there are many predatory journals in the Scopus publication. Okay, so please be aware of the first and foremost important point, which is about co-authorship. Okay, yes. The next important point is yeah. Another important point is called as fabrication as well as falsification of data. Okay, and in the process of Scopus publication, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Many of the research scholars, I'm not blaming you people. I'm just telling what was happening in the current scenario in the name of data collection. Many of the research scholars, they won't collect data collection, and they will fabricate the data. They will fabricate everything. We know. I know many people what they were doing in the process of publication. Okay, don't do this kind of fabrication as well as falsification of data. As a result, what happened? No? Completely your paper comes under the beautiful umbrella called plagiarism, which is a malpractice. So kindly be aware of that. Knowingly or unknowingly, have you added any kind of uh, have you done any kind of application in your data analysis as well as have you done any kind of falsification of data in your research? That also you have to please check before sending your paper. This is also for your kind information. And another important task is that let me tell you that slide also. Yeah, and while you are sending your papers to Scopus, after the first page, right? In the first page, that is called abstract page. In the abstract page, you can
write your name, your designation, your department, your affiliation, your institutional mail ID, your phone number, everything you can write. Okay. Apart from that, you're not supposed to write your name as well as your department, your designation, your phone number, your mail ID at any part. Okay. You're not supposed to write you are not supposed to show your identity in your paper at any part. Kindly ensure that this is also happening very seriously, and kindly keep a separate file of figures, tables, as well as other images. And for example, if you're taking any kind of images, kindly cite the image. See, we are not telling you to not to take. You can take, but the thing is, kindly cite. Let me tell you a beautiful example regarding plagiarism, so that you will come to know what do you mean by exactly mean by plagiarism. See, for example, I am taking 50 rupees from Dr. Gauri ma'am. Okay. And I'm telling to Dr. Roshni Bala ma'am, this 50 rupees is belongs to me, means it is a plagiarism. I have taken 50 rupees from Dr. Gauri ma'am, and I'm telling to Dr. Roshni Bala Devi, Dr. Roshni ma'am, this 50 rupees belongs to Dr. Gauri ma'am. Means this is not a plagiarism. This is a simple concept. So overall, the etymological in the sense, the core of the content is kindly cite the authors accordingly. Giving credits to the concerned author means your paper or your content never ever comes under the umbrella called plagiarism. Failing to do so, your paper will be having issues with the plagiarism. So kindly be aware of that you are not doing this kind of things, right? And another thing is that duplicate or multiple submissions. Some people know they used to submit upload their papers in various journals. There are lots of protocols involved. First of all, if you are sending your paper for Scopus publication, means you are uploading your paper in the Scopus database, means you have to wait for the reply that your paper is accepted or rejected. If it is rejected, then you can do some modifications based on the review given by the author, and you're not supposed to you cannot send the same paper to the same journal. Okay. Since it is rejected, and you can do some rework and you can send to some other journal, right? Before this stipulated time, don't go send this paper to other journal, as well as, and don't go for a multiple submissions. Even when I was taking care of UGC Catalyst journal, we used to have the same issue. People who send the paper for us. Okay, in between, we used to take nearly about 6 months to complete the protocol. Before that, they will publish the paper somewhere, and once their paper was accepted in our journal, they will write to us in mail, sir, my paper got published in somewhere, please don't publish my paper. Okay. So this is also a big problem. This is not only problem, this is also called as what was that, it is completely illegal in nature. It can't be legalized anywhere. Okay. So wait till you get a proper response from the particular journal. If it is accepted, well and good. If it is not accepted, no problem. Kindly rework with the particular journal, particular paper, and you can send it to the another journal. Okay, fine. And it is completely unethical for the authors to publish articles describing essentially the same research result in more than one journal. Please don't do that. This is completely unethical. It is also unacceptable for authors to submit the same manuscript concurrently to more than one journal. This also we people may used to do, right? Knowingly or unknowingly. Right? This also please don't do. If you are sending a paper to the particular journal, either it is a UGC or a peer reviewed or a Scopus, whatever it may be, just wait for a while. What was the reply for them? You will wait for the reply, and once the reply is done, and then we can send the paper to another journal. Okay. Now, let me take to the important concept called as Scopus. Yeah, what is the time? 4:30. Yeah, we have ample of time. Good. Now, everyone is the entire world, not only in Indian scenario, the entire world is running like anything, for Scopus publication, Web of Science publication, what was that, index publication, Science Citation Index, that index, this index, right? They used to do lots of dramas and hangamas in this path called publication. Dear faculty members, when UGC Catalyst Journal was there, in India we have more reputed journals which has more value than a Scopus. In India, We have very good journals which has more reputation, which has more than 40 years of history, 60 years of history, right? So we have more journals, but why people are or was that giving more importance to Scopus means only one concept called as database. Okay. In UGC care, we can't say that it is a largest citation database. Impossible. Of course, we can check our papers there in the particular journal, but we can't claim the world called citation database. Impossible. But in the term of Scopus, it is a global database. Okay, it is the largest abstract and the citation database. Okay, so what is Scopus mean? Scopus, do you think that Scopus will publish only research papers? No, it deals with the scientific journals, it deals with the books, it deals with the conference proceedings. Okay, and Scopus publication always delivers a comprehensive overview of the world's research output. So, when you are writing a research paper, kindly ensure that your research is giving some sort of, your research is making some sort of impact to the society based on your particular study. Okay, so now you're not supposed to, your competitors are not from Indian level, your competitors are global level. So that is why the second line I have given very clearly that delivering a comprehensive overview of the world's research. So your research paper has to conquer with the global researchers. If it is able to do so, then definitely our papers will be in the pipeline of publication. So what are the fields? Scopus papers are getting published. They are publishing in the field of science, technology, medicine, sciences, arts, and humanities. That is, in all the domains, we are having publication and it comes under the umbrella called Scopus. Okay, sir, I have published my paper in the Scopus journal base, sir. Okay, and we used to say very proudly, we have published Scopus in Q1 journal, Q2 journal, Q3 journal, Q4 journal. This itself, based on this number itself, big scam is going on. So don't get yielded by these kind of scams. Okay. And one more important thing I have to tell you regarding the impact factor. We will publish a 7.5 impact factor, 8.5 impact factor, 9.1 impact factor. Now, never. Even I know many Q1 journals which doesn't have more than 5 impact factors. Many Scopus journal in Q1 as well as Q2 sector. Okay, so don't get yielded by impact factors. Don't get cheated by what was that this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 series. Okay, you're supposed to be more aware about more cautious about only one thing. What is that thing is called as indexing. Sir, I go publish my paper in the Scopus, sir. No problem. No problem. Well and good. Anybody can publish a paper in the Scopus because publishing Scopus is not a big task. It's a simple task. Okay? I don't think that you have done what was that you have created another wonders of the world. No, impossible. Indexing in Scopus that matters. Otherwise, your paper is considered as a normal publication, normal online publication, peer-reviewed publication. So the normal peer-reviewed publication in India Journal, the worth is cost nearly about 1,500 to 2,500 rupees. That's all. That's all. Okay. And now let me teach you very clearly called as how the journals has been classified based on this quartile. Okay. Q1, Q2 in the sense, Q in the sense quartile. Okay. So now, what do you mean by Q1 journal? Q1 journal is nothing but this journal has a quartile falls between 75% to 99%. Okay. And Q2 deals with 50% to 74%. And quartile Q3 deals with 25% to 49%. Okay. Finally, the journal, which has a side score of 1% to 24% deals with categories as Q4 journals. Dear faculty members, my dear students, and dear participants and academicians, let me tell you very clearly why I have given this very clearly. No, based on this only, the entire in India, there are n number of agencies started developing because of using our educated ignorance in the path of Scopus publication. They will call you, they will send you a mail for we will publish for Scopus, send us 12,000 rupees, acceptance date within 3 days, we will publish everything, and then the publication time is 10 days. Impossible. Within 3 days, it will take at least 12 working days for the chief editor to assign who has to review this particular paper. Then how can we expect that we are going to publish our paper we are going to get a reply from the publisher in 3 working days? Impossible. So please don't get yielded by this kind of things, and please don't get cheated by this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I know many journal which has huge value more than Q1, right? So this in the sense, this is what I have told you very clearly about what you mean by Q1, what you mean by Q2, what you mean by Q3, what you mean by Q4. Either you are publishing in Q1 or Q2 or Q3 or Q4, whatever it may be, kindly ensure that it is getting published in, that is getting indexed by COPE. What do you mean by COPE? COPE. COPE is the deciding authority, as well as it is called as the indexing authority. So after publishing papers in the manuscripts in this corpus, COPE will take care of indexing. If your paper is not indexed by the particular COPE journal, COPE, your paper won't be valid anywhere, and it won't be considered as a Scopus publication. Maybe, however, they can give you one chance to accept the paper as a online publication. That's all. And apart from that, we can't claim that we have done the publication in the Scopus publication. Please be aware of that. Are you all understanding till now? Are you able to understand? Shall I
Yes, sir.
move forward? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vishal. Yes, fine. Super. We will start. Now, let me teach you very clearly about what are the things essential, what are the essential things we need when we are going to send our paper for Scopus publication. What are the things to be done? Innala veno, right? So, what are the things to be need done before sending paper publication? First important thing is ORCID ID, and second important thing is institutional mail ID or personal mail ID. Currently, all the Scopus database are shifting from personal mail ID to institutional mail ID. So kindly get your institutional mail ID if you are not having from your institution. Third important thing is covering letter. Fourth one is abstract. I'm not going to teach anything on abstract as well as full paper. Since yesterday 4 hours we have detailed discussion about abstract as well as full paper. And sixth one is references part, and seventh one is list of tables, figures, and eighth one is plagiarism report. Some journals the, their database itself automatically scan the plagiarism report, but for the time being, some journals are asking to upload the plagiarism report also. Okay. And the ninth important concept is called as collaborations. What do you mean by collaborations? Well, you are sending a paper for Scopus publication. They used to ask one thing: it is a funded paper or an individual paper. If it is a funded paper, it means it is a collaborative paper. So if that is the case, if we have published a paper in Q2, so it is a collaborative event because we got funds from RUSA, right? So we have given our consent that we have received money from the funding agencies, everything. We have mentioned that, and finally we have sent the paper for publication. Okay. And this, please note it down, please write it down, or if you want, you can take a screenshot of that also. These are the things are very essential. If any agencies are asking your paper without these means, you can close your eyes and you can come to the conclusion that he or she is a fake agent. Okay, these things has to be followed very systematically while you are sending your manuscript for Scopus publication. Let me start with one by one. What do you mean by ORCID ID? Yes, Dr. Bindu, can you send the list of Scopus in sociology, psychology, education? Yes, ma'am. Today we will have the hands-on session once this class is completed. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Uh, yes. First thing is about ORCID ID. Let me start what do you mean by ORCID ID, and then I will show you how to prepare an ORCID ID, and then we will come to know how ORCID ID will connect our Scopus publications, everything. Okay. And let me stop here, stop sharing my screen here. And before that, let me teach you what do you mean by ORCID ID, and then we will create an ORCID ID. I don't know how many of you having ORCID ID, how many of you created ORCID ID, don't know. If it is not so, we will create ORCID ID today itself. Yes, Dr. Srinivasa Rao sir will do that also, sir. No problem. Okay, fine. So what do you mean by ORCID ID? ORCID ID is not it is not a big what was a big thing. It's a simple thing that it links all of our research together, and it control the visibility of each piece of your data sets, right? And your publications, your reviews, whatever things you have done in the field of publication, everything will be verified and it will be added. Okay, without verification, Orchid won't add anything in the field of publication, as well as what was it, other details about the publication journals. Okay, so through Orchid, why Orchid ID is very essential, Bennett sir? Through Orchid ID only, Scopus will, once indexing is done, through ORCID ID only, we will be able to access everything. Our details we can upload, we can send it to ORCID. In the ORCID link itself will show that how many publications you have, how many journals you are working as a reviewer, and how many papers you have reviewed. Each and everything we will come to know in the basis of ORCID ID. Okay, before, let me show my ORCID ID. Let me stop sharing the screen here now, and let me share the entire screen, so that it will be easy for uh, yes, hope my entire screen is visible now. Yes, this is called as ORCID ID. Yeah, so you can easily register. It is not a big task. You can easily register. You can give your mail ID, and then you can give your password, and you can or if you are having your institutional login ID, you can log in through your institutional, right? So already I have created my own ORCID ID, so directly it is taking me to the ORCID portal. Okay, I will show you what ORCID is doing. In this ORCID, no, in the first line deals with the bibliography, and you see, you can see the eye icon here. And if you want to show to everyone, means it will show with everyone. Or if you don't want to show to everyone, means you can easily control to trusted parties only me. I have kept to known by everyone. So here I can write about the bibliography. You can write very about yourself, what you are doing, what you have done, what is about yourself, like a beautiful by note you can write, right? And then in the employment, where we have worked, what are the contributions I have done so far. Okay, and educational qualifications, okay, that you can check. And yes, resource person, in how many events I have acted as a resource person, everything we can upload here. And let me take you to the field of publication. Let me show you how it is. ORCID ID is taking all our details, credentials very clearly. Okay, funding, nearly funding, what kind of funding we have taken, what kind of works we have taken. And this is my book publication, how many books I got published. I got published with Robert publication and Ryan publication, Lambert publication, right? Everything is there, everything will check you, it will show you. Let me take you to the down. This is my Scopus publication. Okay, and one important thing is that, dear faculty members, dear participants, Scopus means it is completely maintained by elsewhere. Okay, Scopus matlab, it is a global database. Of course it is a global database, but it is completely monitored by elsewhere, whereas Web of Science is completely taken care by Clarivate analysis. Please write it down, please write it down, please note it down. Scopus is completely taken care by elsewhere, where Web of Science is completely taken care by Clarivate analysis. Okay, so don't forget the basic concepts. I have done my publication in the Scopus journal in the year of 2020. Okay, if I click this now, it will directly take me to the Scopus journal source. It will take you to the it will take I will show you that. Before that, in the left side, in the left hand side, since I have done this Scopus publication, in the left hand side there is a separate icon called as Scopus author IDs. So where it will come, it will be automatically taken care by ORCID ID through the Scopus. So once I was clicking the Scopus author ID, it will directly take me to the new page called as my publication page. Yes, see, it is taking to Bennett Rajadore from Annamalai University. Scopus ID and ORCID ID. Okay, this ORCID ID will export all the things to the what was that regarding our publication, regarding our review, whatever the review we have done for Scopus publication, Web of Science, everything ORCID ID will do. Sir, where can I check my reviews, sir? These are my reviews. Recent activities, 10 reviews for 7 publications. So all the journals are Scopus journals. So it will show you very clearly what I have done review activity. Okay, what papers I have reviewed, what kind of what kind of when I have received the review, or what is the type reviewer, and Web of Science journal. Okay, this journal belongs to Web of Science, right? And then in the down also, let me check you again, adult technology. And here it also they will say very clearly what journal is about, what kind of role is there, what is source, IGA Global. Many of the journals from IGA Global, they have been indexed in the Scopus as well as Web of Science. See, each and everything will be what was it collected and kept visible for your publication purpose. So it is very essential to have to keep your ORCID diary. Some journals, uh, very few journals may not ask your ORCID ID, whereas all the other journals asking you to upload your ORCID ID for sure. So through the target ID only, they will be able to get all the informations based on you, like where you are working, what is your current scenario, what is your affiliation, everything they will take. You don't want to type anything in this Scopus database, everything will be fetched by ORCID ID. So ORCID ID is very essential. Those who are not having ORCID ID, please kindly requesting you all to what was that to create a ORCID ID today itself. It won't take much time. Kindly prepare what was it generate ORCID ID for today itself. Tomorrow this will be useful for us. Tomorrow we will be having the session to upload our paper in the Scopus database. So please get ready with your paper, get ready with this ORCID ID. While I am doing, you also start doing with me simultaneously. Or if anybody is having your full paper, is getting ready for publication, please send it to me. With your permission, I will upload. With your permission, I will upload in front of everyone. Then let's see that it is getting published or not published. Okay, fine. Now let me teach you to the next point. So first point we have completed. The first point is called as ORCID ID. Second important thing is covering letter. Okay. So what do you mean by covering letter? Anyone? Covering letter? Yes, thank you, Dr. Srinivasa Rao, sir. You are the one was so obedient, sir, in all the aspect. Thank you, sir. Happy for you. Yeah. Someone is asking my mail ID. Testimony from author. That is called as covering letter. Okay. Any other? Super. Right answer, ma'am. Prompt answer. So I'm not going with any other questions, any other answers. Since one faculty member has given a proper answer. Ekdam बढ़िया answer है. Thank you so much. So covering letter is nothing but I have prepared a paper. We have done with the research paper, but there is a protocol called before sending the paper. We have to upload our covering letter first in the portal. Okay, and now we have to write a covering letter. So from I have written as from Bennett Rajendra, research and social coordinator, social work Nirmal Niketan, which I was the year 2025 I was working there. Okay, my contact number, email ID, everything I can write. And two, the two, no, in this part of two, many of us, even we also used to receive some mail while I was working for the perspectives of social work. They will write to the chief editor. You are not supposed to the chief editor. Okay, to the editor in chief. Okay, please note it down. Please write it down to the editor in chief. Please, from address, you can write about yourself. You can write your details. While writing about to address, you are not supposed to write to the chief editor. No, that is wrong. You are supposed to write to the editor in chief and Journal of Asian Sociology, German. Okay, now let me come to subject. Don't write too many contents. Okay, don't write too many stuff. That just let the chief editor know what you want to do. That's all. What you're expecting for. Okay, subject sending my manuscript. Don't do use the word called paper. Don't use the word called paper. Okay, please use the new word called what was that manuscript. I don't know how many of you ordered research dictionary from yesterday. I don't know if it is not so. Please order. That will be useful for your career. Please, huh? Okay. Subject is nothing but sending my manuscript for publication regarding. Fine. Expected editor or most expected editor. Don't. What was it? Right, ma'am? Sir. No, no need. Expected chief editor or most expert chief editor. Whatever it could be, you can write. I'm sending my research paper entitled study on psychosocial problems among elderly for publication in a repeated journal. Kindly consider my article for publication in the upcoming issues. And we can't order. We can't order to the chief editor, publish my paper in this issue, that issue. No, we can't do that. But we can write a letter in a pleasing format. In a pleasing format. Right? There is a beautiful saying in the Bible, no? Humble yourself before God. Right? We have to humble. So write in a letter such a way in a pleasing manner. That will be really good. Kindly consider my article for publication in the upcoming issues. See in this word also I am not forcing. I'm not forcefully asking. Sir, kindly publish my article for publication. Consider my publication. That also not immediately said in your upcoming issues. Okay. And one more important thing is that this is the original work done by the researcher. Okay. Next thing is called as collaboration or funding. Since it is a separate work, there is no funding allocated for the study. The researcher completed his entire current research work with his own contribution. That's all. Sir, this work was done by me only, sir. That is, I haven't received any single money for the, this kind of research. Okay. So, this is what called as cover letter mean. Please draft a cover letter in a proper way. Okay. I never reject like this, but many of my senior people, no, they told me because of this covering letter, this chief editor has rejected the paper. Maybe, okay, because no, they're expecting, because we do a lot of works, but we won't, but many aspects, no, we fail to do simple works. In Tamil, we will say, no, beautiful, one word is there. We will buy elephant, but to control the elephant, we need a cane. For that cane, we won't buy. Instead of that cane, we used to get sticks from the coconut trees. So this is what the comedy is going on everywhere. Because we used to do the research in a proper way. We used to prepare everything in a proper way. Assembling everything in a systematic way that matters. Please, right? So kindly write the covering letter in this format. That will be very helpful for you people also. And this is the protocol. And please don't violate this protocol. This you are supposed to follow very seriously. Okay. Now, another major important things, dear faculty members, dear students, I have discussed with you about DOI. Right? Many people used to say, sir, send your paper with us, sir. We are having DOI, sir. Sir, my paper is valid, sir. I'm having DOI. So, what do you mean by DOI? Digital Objective Identifier, right? It is not a big task. In DOI itself, now they have started giving fake numbers. Recently, I won't say the university because it has copyright issues. They have organized a beautiful event where I am the resource person for the particular day. And I have warned them in front of everyone, don't go for Scopus. Currently, many Scopus journals are under investigation. Even I have started publishing my paper in Scopus because of this issue. We will publish, wait for a while. And without considering my words, they went for publication in Q2 journal. They went for publication Q2 journal and they have sent all the papers in utter stretch, and that Q2 also accepted all the papers without fail, and they have taken huge amount of money from all the participants. In that in that group, one legend was there, and he was my student who used to attend all my research methodology class. After listening to my class, he checked all the credentials and he told me that, sir, I have been fooled by this university. Now I don't want my money back, but I want my paper quality, sir. I can't inform the authorities that I have published my paper in the cloned journal. Okay. What they have done, you know, right? They have given DOI. Okay. Everybody was aghast. Okay, no problem. We have a DOI. So we have a proof that we have published in the Scopus journal. While checking the DOI, the DOI itself wrong. DOI itself wrong. Okay, now let me teach you, dear students, my dear faculty members, dear scholars. See why I am teaching you very clearly. No, you are all teachers. Now you have to train your children. You have to train your research. What was the student? Your doctoral scholars. You have to train your colleagues. That is why I am teaching you very clearly. Don't get fooled by this kind of things. I'm sorry for using the word called fooled, but people, agencies were using your educated ignorance. So ignorant, where there is a ignorance, definitely there will be people will be fooled. This is what my concern means. That is what I'm telling you very clearly. So DOI means what? इसलिए मतलब क्या है? एक what was that? It is not a big task. DOI is digital objective identifier. Okay, it starts with 10. It starts with 10. Okay, in my journal, in our case, that in the DOI it starts with 13. I told them, sir, 13 DOI in my point of view, it won't be possible, sir. Kindly recheck. Then also they told, no, sir, we are doing with Q2 publications. If you're not interested, please you stay away from us. Sir. Then I wrote a letter to the secretaries. I was not aware of anything. Don't add my name anywhere. Okay, this is what happened. This was happened before 2 weeks back. Before 2 weeks back. Okay. So DOE normally starts with 10. Okay. And then what will happen? Then it used to contain a prefix and suffix that can be separated by a link. Okay. If you click that link, see 10.10038 and the link was there, everything is there. If you click the link, it will directly take you to the research paper. Okay. Sir, hey, what about this fake device? This also, they are also having this 10 or 12, this also taking, no? No, while this can be checked by DOI number is there. So once you are checking those credentials, I use the word called the credentials. Once you are checking those credentials, no, the research paper won't be there and it will show that it is an invalid DOI. So again, I'm telling you, don't get what was that fooled by or don't get cheated by the agents without knowing what you mean by DOI. If you, for example, I don't know how many people are published in this your research paper through these agencies, and how many people are having now 12 number, 13 number, 14 number means I'm damn sure about it that your paper was published in a predatory journal, cloned journal. Okay, earlier no UGC as well as Scopus they have taken what was that heavy actions, okay, immediate actions on the scammers. Now they are not taking any actions against these people, but they are taking action against the authors who have sent the paper for publication, because it is a duty and sole responsibility of the author to cross verify A to Z details about the particular journal. If it is not so, you can't tell anyone that I got been cheated by someone. Impossible. Anyway, either you got cheated or you cheated someone, no problem. But the case will be filed in your name. Sir, why you are threatening me, sir? Yes. In Scopus, there is a database called as what was that grievances. In the grievances portal, you can check how many people, how many names from Indian scenario got blocklisted because of doing this kind of fake device such as publications. So none of the original journal will entertain that you have done this publication in a cross-cut way. There is no cross-cut. There is no what was that fast publication, express publication, okay, last day publication in this Scopus publication. They will be publishing the paper 6 months once or once in a year or twice in a year. That's all. They won't, and one more important thing, they won't wait for your paper alone. They used to get paper globally. They used to get paper globally. So do you don't think that they'll be expecting my paper will be good? No. As also told in the beginning itself, your competitors are not from India. Your competitors are global competitors. You have to fight with everyone, and finally your paper is supposed to move with the publications. Okay. So till now, have you all understand the concept of DY? Shall we move to the next slide? Yes. Fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes. Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We will move on. Good. Now, let me teach you about indexing. Now let me teach you about indexing. This is a very important thing, and then we will once it is completed, then we will move on with the hands-on session, how to check everything. And tomorrow we will be having a full 2 hours of completing of uploading our paper in the databases. Okay. Yes. Before let me start the question, let me start the session. Let me ask one beautiful question. What do you mean by indexing? What do you mean by indexing? Anyone? Why everybody is talking about indexing, indexing, indexing? Any idea, sir? Karini ma'am, are you there? Yesterday you were quite active, ma'am. Today there is no response from your side. Any problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, fine. So, what do you mean by indexing? Indexing is nothing but earlier, no, when we are sending a paper for Scopus, when we are sending a paper for Scopus, no, it will publish, it will get indexed, and that indexing link will directly come to our mail. The indexing, the indexed paper, no, it will directly come to our mail. From that, it will directly go to ORCID ID. From that ORCID ID, we will import our details to ORCID ID. It will be segregated like that. And through ORCID ID only, we will come to know what are the papers, where our paper got published and indexed. Okay, good. Now, what happened, no? Oh, in there also, there's a biggest problem. There are also many scams happened in the name of indexing. So the entire indexing process started happening by what was that? A beautiful umbrella called COPE, COPE. So now COPE plays a pivotal role on indexing the papers accordingly, right? If COPE fails to index the paper, even though if the paper got published in the particular journal, also if it is not getting indexed, that means your paper is not a valid one. Valid one. Please ensure that. Please ensure that that it is happening. So if someone is asking you, okay, sir, we are publishing our paper in the, yeah, thank you, Dr. IT. Yeah, if someone is asking you, sir, we are publishing our paper in Scopus, sir, no problem. Just ask only one question, they will run away. They will run away. Sir, where my paper is going to get indexed? They will say only one thing. Sir, we will publish your paper, sir, but indexing will take care by Scope. Okay, this everyone knows. This everyone should know. If I'm publishing my paper in Scopus means what are the protocols? When I will come to know my paper got indexed? Where they will come to know my paper got indexed? It will directly come to me. I will be notified through mail or what was that or ORCID ID. How I will come to know got indexed? Everything you should ask. If you are able to ask this kind of questions, no, the agency will come to know. Okay, these people are clever enough so that they will go to other people. They won't ask you anything. They are not able to answer these questions. They will do one thing. They will do put some masalas there, or they will block your number directly. Two things only will happen. Okay, because none of the journals are interested in encouraging the agencies to send the paper on behalf of every individual. Because the basic component of Scopus is everyone should approach with a particular journal, and everyone should go to the particular journal authority. They used to talk, and then they used to send the paper for publication. This is the protocol. So if you are sending your paper through agencies means, even though if they publish your paper also, indexing won't be happening there. Why indexing won't be happening there? Because this paper won't be forwarded to COPE. Since it is not going to be forwarded to COPE, it won't be getting indexed anywhere. Since it is not getting indexed anywhere, we can't claim that we have published our paper in the Scopus database. Okay, this is also for your kind information. Let me start from one by one. SCIE, Science Citation Index expanded. It is a first and foremost indexing agent. Okay, so it was completely indexed with the Web of Science. It is completely indexed with the Web of Science, which was completely maintained by Cladwit Analysis. Okay, and it was established in the year of 1997 to expand the coverage of original Science Citation Index (SCI) journals from 1964 onwards. Okay, either it started 97 or 64, whatever it may be. The primary component of this SCI is it is high quality scientific journals and became a more extensive resource for citation analysis. Citations. Okay, here there is, you can't see any name called impact factors. Impact factors alag citation is completely different. And don't get what was that cheated by anyone. Sir, we are publishing our paper called to 7.1 impact factor 5.2. No, if you are publishing even 0.025 also fine, even 0.250 also fine. But please don't get what was that looted by these people. What was that publication? We are having this index for, I'm having a scientist index, we are having impact factor for 5 impact factor, 7 impact factor, 9 impact factor. Please don't do that, and it won't be valid at any point of time. Even in Q1 journal, we don't have an indexing point for more than 4 or 5. Okay, yes. And second important thing is called as, another indexing part is called as, in 2020 Clarivate integrated SCI into SCIE. Okay, the Science Citation Index expanded covers. So who can publish Science Citation Index journal or Science Citation Index expanded journal? Sorry, Science Citation Index expanded, what was it, what was that journals? Faculties from medicine, faculties from microbiology, from physics, as well as astronomy, these people can do their publication. Okay, so if anyone from medical field or anybody from physics or microbiology field, please take a note on it. You are eligible to publish your paper in SCI as well as SCIE next journals. This is also for your kind information. Okay, so how this is classified, Bennett said. How those things were classified. See, we people completely famous for classification, annotation, right? And this was completely deals with the beautiful database called as GIF, JIF. What do you mean by that? It means journal impact factor. So based on this journal impact factor, okay, everything plays a very vital role. And this also, we can't give any surety that all those journals will have more than 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. No, it is completely different. Okay, this is number one. Let me take you to number two. SSCA index, social sciences citation index. Let me tell you again, social sciences citation index. Okay, what is the computer board? This is also one of the part and parcel of Web of Science Index. Okay, and it used to index all the articles from the scholarly journals. Okay, Web of Science and SSCA are highly valued as a citation index. Okay, why people are asking us to go for Web of Science? Why people are asking to go for Scopus? Because in the beginning itself, I told you very clearly, it is the largest citation database. So based on the citation indexes, okay, people are getting their paper published in this kind of journals. Okay, so who can publish SSCI? Department of Disciplines from Geography, Sociology, Economics, Psychology, and Political Science. Please take a note of that. I know many people are from Geography here, many sociologists here, economics people are here. Just now, Dr. Sir, one sir asked me, and psychology is here, and even Political Science department also here. You people can easily check out these journals from the Web of Science SSCI index. You can easily publish your paper in this journal. Let me go to the next slide. Yes, AHCI. Have you never ever heard about this word called AHCI? It is nothing but dear faculty members and my dear loving scholars and my dear students. It is the Arts and Humanities Citation Index. People by earlier people thought only, sir, we have only one option, sir, SSC index only, sir, we don't have any other options. No, we have another options also there. इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, the Science and Humanities Citation Index is there, AHCI is there, and this also deals with publication in the field of arts and humanities. Okay, and so those who want to do their publication in this domain also, you are most welcome. So they haven't give any kind of particular domain. They gave us a big umbrella called as arts and humanities. So the people from arts department, humanities department are eligible to publish your paper here, and this also have a citation. This citation also have values, and this citation also will be indexed because it's the indexed one only I'm talking about. I'm completely talking about the indexed one. I'm not talking about any other. Going to be indexed. No, indexed only I'm talking about. So this will be indexed. So easily, so that surely you can send your paper for publication. This is also for your kind information. Yes, ESCI, Emerging Sources Citation Index. So what is that? It is completely a multidisciplinary database. Okay, it is completely a multidisciplinary database. Sir, I'm not getting any journals, Bennett sir, for my department. So what shall I do, Bennett sir? Sir, we thought of organizing one international event, sir. We thought of going with the Scopus publication, sir, or Web of Science publication, sir. We thought of publishing all our abstract in Springer books, sir. So what shall we do, sir? Please, you are requested to follow Emerging Sources Citation Index. Okay, it is a multidisciplinary database. You can easily publish there. If you are going to organize any kind of event or a conference or a seminars, and you can also publish your abstract with this database. Okay, and you have to do some lot of works is there. Once you are able to complete their protocols, definitely you can see your all the abstract in the emerging sources citation index. Yes. Now, the important thing is that book citation index. Sir, is the book have citation index? Yes, dear scholars, dear students, and my dear loving participants. Book citation index also there. That also getting indexed. Okay. What do you mean by this, sir? I'm not getting my points. I'm not getting understand. Springer books. Now there are many books which has been indexed in Scopus. Okay. So if the book is getting indexed in Scopus, it is comes under book citation index. It is completely dedicated. It is completely focused on the scholarly books. Right? It is not focused on the book chapters alone. It is completely dedicated for the scholarly books. Okay. So if and this also completely deals with the multidisciplinary approach. Various disciplines. It does not have only one discipline. Only science people has to do. Only social people has to do. No, anybody can do this publication, and completely it is also deals with a multidisciplinary approach. So if you want to get your book citation published in the indexed way, please go for book citation index BKCI. Okay. Yes. Another important thing is the conference proceedings citation index. Okay. It means what? Just now I talked to know. That's a separate index for that. So now, if you're going for a conference, you're planning to, what was that? It organize an international conference in a grand way, right? And you want to publish those conference proceedings papers, right? And expanding the papers into the scopus means you are supposed to approach the conference proceeding citation index team. There's a separate mail ID is there, separate link is there. They will give you the list to be followed according to their protocols. And once you are able to follow the protocols, definitely I can say you that your papers also one will be in the conference proceeding citation index. Currently, what they are focusing now, they are giving more importance for science and technologies. So people from computer science department, chemistry department, mathematics department, what was that, environment department, engineering department, medicine department, you are most welcome to do this. Okay, and if you are able to do this, then this also indexing will be there. So wherever where there is an indexing, there has a value. Okay, so definitely your paper will be having huge value for based on this indexing. Okay, so this is called as conference proceedings citation index. Now you may ask me, Bennett sir, you were talking about lot of things. Bennett sir, what is your role in Scopus? And I have been started my career in what was that, UGC, as a chief editor in chief for the special issue in Raja Publications for 3 years. Once the journal was removed by UGC Callister Journal, I have been appointed as a secretary of UGC Callister Journal, Perspectives of Social Work. When I was working for that, I started expanding my boundaries in the Scopus level as well as Web of Science level. I have started as a reviewer, and currently I have been promoted to editorial review board for International Journal of Teachers Education and Professional Development, International Journal of Public Sociology and Social Therapy, and International Journal of Adult Education Technology. And here These journals, now I'm being the reviewer. International Journal of Health Informatics Systems and Informatics, International Journal of Teacher Education and Professional Development, and International Journal of Applied Research and Public Health Management. Okay, so till now, I was in this field for nearly about 7 years, not 1 year or 2 years. I'm in this field for nearly about 7 years. Till that 7 years, we have been learning lot of new things, and I won't say that I know everything. Till now, I am also learning various new things, because no, we don't know when what was that things will change. Suddenly, the protocols will change for everyone. As a result, what happened? No, we may not able to complete everything on time. Yes, so don't worry about such kind of things. We will be able kindly get updated with a particular journal or guidelines. So if you're able to follow the guidelines accordingly, no, then easily we can do everything on time. Okay. Now let me directly take you. Yes, we have half an hour time enough. We will go with the what was that hands-on session, how to check the journals in the Scopus as well as Web of Science, and then tomorrow we will upload our paper in the journal. Shall we move, or you want a break?
No, sir. You can start.
Yes. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Srinivasa Rao sir. I'm checking for you only, sir. Economics department, no? You asked for economics department. सीधा जाएंगे तो economics department, sir. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Let me share the entire screen again. Yes. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. Visible now, ma'am?
Not yet. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Yes. Kindly requesting and the host to add the participants. I'm minimizing all the screen so that it won't disturb the participants. Fine. No problem. Everyone knows this, right? UGC, Unipune. Do you know or not? Kindly get a reply immediately. No? We will finish it off on time, please. Everyone knows what you mean by Unipune, no? That Unipune website. Yes, perfect. Super. So now no problem. But even though UGC is UGC, what was that? UGC care is, they told very clearly that we are no more. Even though they were no more, they used to update very various things, right? What was the journals were cancelled from the UGC care, and how do we identify the cloned journal, everything. Okay, and now what was that? Now let us go with the Scopus journal. This everyone knows how to check our journal in the UGC, how to check the journal was in UGC or not. Do you know, right? Should we go with this also? Directly we can go to Scopus.
Sir, Scopus.
Yeah. Yeah, fine. We will directly go to the Scopus only without without wasting our time. Fine. So this is a link called Scopus preview link. Okay. Since Srinivasa Rao sir told me, sir, told him very clearly, sir, we need for economics department. Let me log into the device. It is a simple task. You can log in through your email ID. They will give you one password. You can please save it with you. No problem. Let me take very clearly. Go to the title. Okay. Subject area I'm giving. For giving subject area, I'm just clicking here. Economics. Okay. This is asking me, what do you mean by you want only economics, econometrics? I'm clicking for all. Since I don't know what was Sarska exact domain, so I'm clicking for all the domains accordingly. Yeah. So 1544 journals are there, sir. 1544 journals are there on your topic, sir. Okay, sir. Let me teach you that also, sir. Let me teach you that also. How to check on that. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will guide, sir. I will teach you very clearly, sir. So now, let me take one journal. Let me take the first journal. Okay. Resources conservation and recycling. Site score 224.7. Okay. Citation. So far, 54,240 people were cited. Okay. Citation site score. Who is the publisher? Okay. And elsewhere. I told you very clearly, no, if it is Scopus, it is completely taken care by elsewhere. So Springer, it means it's a book. Okay. Oxford University Press, that's another publishing agent. So each and everything we can come to know what has published where and what it is, a journal or a book or a magazine, it is a document or how much cited, each and everything we will come to know. Anyway, for your purpose, let me take one journal on behalf of economics. Okay, resources, conservation, and recycling. Perfect. Okay, let me take you very clearly here. And this is the journal details about journal reservation and conservation, formula known as conservation and recycling. So years currently covered by Scopus 1088 to 2026, nearly about 37 years. 37 to 38 years, the concerned journal, it was indexed in Scopus and the publishers elsewhere, and they are having subject area, everything. Okay, site score is there, SGR score is there, impact factor is there, each and everything is there, ranking is there, global ranking is there. Okay, everything is. Let me take you little more about it. Let me teach you more things about it. Content, Scopus, content and coverage. Till 2026 also they have published 390 documents has been published in this year itself. That means they are seriously doing sequence of publication. The basic thing about this particular journal is they are doing sequence of publication. So currently this journal is active in Scopus. Okay. No, this is just a portal. This is just a portal. So we have to check everything with the journal link. This is the link given by the Scopus. But anyway, we need to go with the journal link. No? So let me check again. Let me check these journal details. Hmm. See, this is what we need. This is the details given in the Scopus. Kindly check the ISSN 09213449. And here also you can check everything. Resources conservation and cycling. See article issues, publications, search this journal. See, they have given very clearly. See, this is what I'm telling you very clearly. Go and check with a particular journal. They have given very clearly in the first 7 days. Submission to first decision. That in the sense, after submission, no, after submitting your paper, your manuscript, they will take the first decision. Okay. In 57 days, submission to decision after review. In 130 days, in 130 days, submission to acceptance. See, after completing the review process, again they are taking 70 to 80 days to complete, to accept your paper. Even though after the review process, even though For example, you are sending the paper to me. I'm accepting your paper. I'm accepting your paper in 57 days itself. From after accepting your paper, submission to the acceptance take nearly about 80 days. And then acceptance to online publication 8 days. So overall, if you take now, almost it will take nearly it takes about 4 months to 6 months. It is a lengthy process. It is a lengthy process. This is what I'm telling you very clearly. This is the way you have to check for each and every journal, dear participants. See, the publishing timeline, they have given a beautiful timeline. So if this is a case, if this journal is running a proper way, then how can we send our paper to a journal who is doing the publication in 3 days? If they are doing publication in 3 days, how can we claim that the journal is a what was that loyal journal? And how can we claim that is a valid publication? Completely unethical in nature. Okay. And let me take you little down. Let me take you down. Okay. Then let us talk about indexing, abstracting, and indexing. Dear participants, those things are very essential. That is why I'm teaching you very slowly so that you also will come to know. This paper is getting indexed in Scopus, number one. Number two, it is getting indexed in Science Citation Index Expanded. Why? Because this paper comes under science. Okay, this paper they are giving importance for science also, since it is completely talking about resources conservation and recycling. And Biosis Citation Index, it is not mandatory for India, but for other countries they have started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly about 18 channels. They are indexing our one paper in 18 channels. Okay. Elsewhere biobase they are indexing, they are in Embase, and what was it, engineering village, whatever highly qualified indexing is there, everywhere they are indexing your paper for application. So this is what you have to come to know. It will take this many of time, and these are the processing. Let me take you one more important thing called guide for authors. Let me clicking. Okay, guide for the authors. So see, here they are given very clearly aim and scope of the journal. Okay, what is the scope of the journal? And article type, full length article type means what? Review article means what? Perspectives papers means what? And what is the word limit? See, full length article 5,000 words. Okay, and 150 words of abstract. Yesterday we discussed about 200 words. And see, full review article 200 words of abstract. Okay, and see, perspectives paper, each and everything they gave very clearly about peer review process and the submission process. If it is open access, what will be the processing charges, ethics and policies, submission details and declaration details, authorship details, right? Changes to authorship details. If each and everything will be systematically given by the particular journal in the guide for authors portal. Okay, so like this only you are supposed to check. And let me check for sociology. One more faculty, she asked me, sir, can you check for sociology? We will check. In sociology, we have n number of journals. But anyway, this is our way, as per the protocol. We will search for sociology also. Allow me a moment, ma'am. We are doing for sociology. Subject area, sociology. See, ma'am. In social sciences and sociology, we have nearly about 11,784 journals are there, ma'am. More than 11,784 journals are there. Dear participants, you are able to see this one. Download Scopus source list. If I'm downloading, no, it will give clear cut information of all the journals I have downloaded. I will be sending this content in the WhatsApp group, which we have been added in the paid WhatsApp group is there. No, I will be sending you there. So from there, you can check everything. You can check all the content, like where it was, how many journals are there, which domain you want to search, each and everything you can check. And here also you can click and check, learn more about the Scopus source list and what are the journals has been the source list. That also you can check in the right side. So each and everything you can check. Let me take with one sociology journal. Let me go with the nature and climatic change, or let me talk about higher education for the future. This is also one Scopus journal. Okay. And this is also covered by Scopus 2019 to 2026. And the publisher is Social number Sage, one of the reputed publications in India, and now in the global level they are renowned publishers, Sage publications. And let me check with the details also. Let me check with the details. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. See, this is about the journal me, higher education for the future. Okay. We can check journal indexing and metrics, where the journal is getting indexed, aim, description, it's a Scopus journal and Google Scholar. Okay, it is getting indexed in Scopus as well as Google Scholar. Site score is there. Schemago global ramming also is there. Each and everything is there. Okay, and if you want to go to the journal guidelines means it will directly go to the submission guidelines. Please click the submission guidelines and it will show submit manuscript. In that it will be given very clearly about what we are supposed to do and what we are not supposed to do. Everything will be there. Once you are checking everything, here also they have given the fee also. If it is, see, they have given very clearly, there is no fees payable to submit or publish in this journal. However, if we want to publish our paper in the open access, the open access fee has to be burned by the concerned author. This is what the Sage will do for everywhere. Okay, and so this is a way that you are supposed to check with all the journal details accordingly. Any other? Should I check for anyone? Any other journal? Please check for English literature. Yes, sir. Yes. 1 minute. We will check for English literature. English literature also we have many journals, ma'am. Anyway, I will show you that also, ma'am. English literature. Yes. English literature journals comes under arts and humanities. Anyway, let me take with language as well as linguistics. As well as, yeah. Yes, ma'am. We have, ma'am. We have many journals for this also. We can check everything accordingly here. And once if you are able to check this journal now, ma'am, from this journal you can check everything in this journal main web page. Once you are satisfied with this as well as that, then you can send your paper for publication, ma'am. Otherwise, please don't send your paper. Requesting you, if you're not satisfied, if you are not satisfied with any of the journal, please don't send your paper. Kindly cross verify each and everything from top to bottom. And once you're highly satisfied, alone send your paper, ma'am. If you're not satisfied, please don't send your paper. Okay. Now, For English and literature, no, there is nearly about 2,909 journals are there, and you have to check. Language teaching research is there, communication research is there. Let me click one journal for language teaching research. The journal is from 1997 to 2026. The journal was in Scopus. It was taken care by Sage Publisher. Okay, and it was completely published on subject area arts and humanities, language and linguistics, social sciences and humanities, language and linguistics, social science and education. So people who are from B.Ed, M.Ed, as well as from language departments, you are most welcome to publish your paper here. Okay, let me take you to the link also. Let me take you to the journal link also. So also you will come to know. Yeah. So if it is a Sage journal, no, that will be comes under Sage. It just comes under completely comes under Sage. You can check. See the impact factor. See the impact factor. Only 3.8. Only 3.8. And last 5 year ka impact factor, it is 5.3. This is what called as valid one. Even though we are telling that publishing staging is a big task, yes, even though it's a big task, but see the impact factor, it is not even 6. But in the Indian scenario, we used to check no impact factor 5, 8, 7, 10. So don't get yielded by these kind of things. Normally, either it is 1.5 or 2.5 or 3.5, whatever it would be, your paper is getting indexed means fine. If it is not so, we are in the trouble. Okay, and you can check the submission guidelines also for Sage. No, submission guidelines is same for all the journals. For Sage, submission guidelines is same for all the journals, so you don't want to worry about Sage publication. Okay, for the tomorrow's class, if you are getting ready with full paper, please let me know. We will try with your full paper only, so that it will be easy for everyone to upload your paper there. Okay, yeah. सोशल वर्क जर्नल कलावती कंप्लीट मैम बहुत ज्यादा जर्नल है एजुकेशन जस्ट नो आई शोड यू मैम एजुकेशन इज देयर होम साइंस okay let me check home science as well as social work journal I don't think so ma'am home science comes under which domain CIENC but anyway I will try yes I think so home science which comes under some other subdomains are there ma'am we have to check accordingly but anyway tomorrow I will check for home science department send it to you ma'am don't worry ma'am for social work we have lot of journal ma'am for social work we have lot of journals ma'am journal of multicultural social work journal of analytical social work journal of child and family social work asian social work and policy review journal of social work we have n number of journals ma'am for social work so regarding social work we don't want to worry about it regarding home science I will check and let you know by tomorrow itself ma'am yes law even those yes ma'am for law paper also the same law we have n number of paper ma'am see law paper, American Criminal Law Review, Food, Drug, Cosmetic Law, New England Law Review, Psychology, Public Policy and Law. All the papers are there, ma'am. Just click the title here and just click the domain here. Go for find resources. You will be getting any number of journals on sociology of law. See, I have given one China Journal of Law Review. It's a China journal. It's a Chinese journal. I will click. Site score is only 1%. Then also no problem. But the journal is in Scopus. Site score is only 1%. Okay. Then also the journal is currently Scopus. And see, currently covered by Scopus, but now we are in the 2026. See, 2019 to 2025. That means after 2025, this journal is not indexed in the Scopus journal. So While checking in the Scopus preview, it is showing that it was covered by Scopus. While checking details inside, it was given very clearly it is not covered by Scopus. The coverage has been discontinued by the Scopus. So like this, in this format, you have to check each and every journal accordingly, and then only you can send your paper for publication. This is also for your kind information. Anthropology, sir. Yes. Anthropology, sir. Jada journal hai, sir. Anthropology also we have. Kindly add the faculty participants, no, their admins. We have more journals, sir. Anthropology, see, forensic anthropology, evolutionary anthropology, we have enough journals, sir. I have particularly with two main journals. Journal of Physiological Anthropology. This journal, if it is showing no means the journal has been removed. The journal has been removed from Scopus. See, coverage discontinued from Scopus. Okay, that means you have to go for another journal. See, dear faculty members, one more important thing I have to tell you. While checking the credentials in the Scopus database, if it is showing NA in the sense not available, not available, not available. If it is showing like this means, you can come to the conclusion that the journal is not in the index in the Scopus. Let me check with the second one also. See, same thing. 1999 to 2005, coverage discontinued from the Scopus. Since it is discontinued from the Scopus for long time, since it has been discontinued from the Scopus for long time, it is given very clearly in the main part called as main part. It is not available, not available, not available. Okay. This is also for your kind information. Kindly cross check. That's I'm telling you. Publishing our paper, no? Publishing our paper in the Scopus database will take time. Well, uploading our details in the Scopus database will take time. For each and everything, no, it will take lot of time. Okay. Kindly have some patience regarding this and kindly complete it on time. Okay. Let me check for commerce domain. Someone has asked for commerce. International Commerce Review Journal is there. Lot of journals are there. Journal of Internal Commerce, International Review, International Journal of Electronic Commerce, International Internet Commerce, International Internet Banking and Commerce, International Journal of Electronic Commerce Lights. Okay. Electronic Commerce Research, Journal of International Commerce. Ma'am, we have enough journals for all the journals. Okay, we have enough journals for all the domain. Main concept is kindly cross-check all the journals accordingly that currently the journal is indexed in Scopus or not. Currently the journal is continuing with the Scopus or not. If it is discontinued in the Scopus, kindly don't go for publication. Okay, this is also for information. Sir, we send our paper to Scopus and it will decide in which journal we published or how it works. Sir, we send our papers to Scopus, okay, and then it will decide in which journal it will work. No. No, Vishal, no, Vishal, no, Vishal. You have to choose the particular journal. Simply, we can't send to Scopus. Scopus won't do such kind of things, Babu. Impossible, impossible. Uh, the database, through this database, you can check the journal accordingly. It will directly take you to the home page of the particular journal. Once it is reached to the particular home page of journal, from that home page, you have to upload. That from that home page, you have to upload the full paper in the particular journal things. Okay. Yes. Statistics department. Yes, ma'am. Statistics department is there, ma'am. See, ma'am. Lot of journals are there, ma'am. There's a monthly with the vital statistics report journal itself there. So if you want to publish your manuscript there, you can publish your paper, ma'am. For all the domains is there. Recently, one of my cousins, she has published this journal. See, it's showing NA. That means it is removed from the UGC. Sorry, it was discontinued from the Scopus, ma'am. The particular journal was discontinued from the Scopus database. It is loading. Wait for a while. We will cross check. See, This journal no discontinued from the Scopus in the year of 1998 itself. Hence, the journal is it was showing that it has no NA not available, not available, not available. Okay. Yes, Dr. Meenakshi, yes, Math, do guidelines defined by these journals? Yes, yes, all the journals will give proper guidelines. But regarding this, what was that coverage there or not there, that we have to check in the Scopus preview only. It won't be there in their website. It won't be there in their website, but we have to check in the Scopus preview only. Yes, Harini, could you please explain about the benefits of indexing, sir? Can we check that over here? Indexing will done by the agency called COPE. Once your paper is indexed, that the link will be sent to you through email. Once you are connecting that email to ORCID ID only, you will come to know that your paper is indexed or not. So we can't do anything in the part of indexing. Once indexing is done, it will be reflecting in your ORCID ID. Once you are connecting your ORCID to your email ID, it will be reflected in the ORCID ID permanently. So now in many colleges, many universities, they are not asking your CVs. Instead of asking your CV, they are asking your ORCID ID as well as ResearchGate ID. By checking your ORCID ID itself, they will come to know how many publications you have. Okay, and the COPE is a separate database, and they will be doing this. What was that indexing on based on the quality of the particular research paper, not because of the quality of the particular journal. No, quality of the research paper, they used to index the paper and the particular journal. Sir, for publishing in Scopus, we have to register in Scopus. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. For publishing our paper in the Scopus database, we don't want to register there, ma'am. Register is only for to checking the credentials, ma'am. To just check the credentials, ma'am. Sir, can you please tell the entire process that how to publish a research paper in the Scopus journal? Tomorrow we will have a session, sir. Tomorrow we are having the session. On that's why I told you, know, if anybody is having a research paper, please get ready with the research paper so that we can upload the research paper accordingly. This is what I told. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Karini. And one more resource person. Sir, for publishing Scopus, will they charge money? Yes, completely. Sometimes some journals, if you go with what was that, Sage, you won't charge any money from you. They used to do for only for free. But currently, no, there is differences between open access as well as what was that closed one. So if that is the case, if you're going for open access, you have to pay the open access charges of rupees $1,000 to $2,400. In this due case, some journals are giving 50% discount for the scholars. If you are a research scholar or a student, some journals are giving 50% discount for your publication. If that is the case, you are supposed to pay nearly about $1,000 to the particular journal for the open access. Yes, Sankarji, thank you so much. Yes, Harini ma'am. Any other doubt? We have for 10 more minutes. Please ask your doubts now. That is the only thing we have been here. You are supposed to ask your doubt. It is your duty to ask your doubt, and it is my responsibility to clarify your doubt. Any questions? We have 10 more minutes. Please don't waste the 10 more minutes. No, ask anything. We will be answered. Definitely, I will answer to you.
Sir, UGC care. People are asking about UGC care.
Yes, the group is open for all. You can ask your doubts. We have opened the group now. If you are
Sir,
feeling,
can you explain about the UGC process also? We skipped it. It will be nice if you can explain.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. But currently, no. What was that? Currently, UGC told that we are no more in the UGC. We are no more in the publication. Since UGC care is not in the publication, it is waste of time, a waste of money, waste of energy of sending a paper in UGC care listed, ma'am. So I humbly suggest to you not to go with the UGC care publication as well as peer reviewed publication. Because of UGC care, this publication stopped. No, after that only all the journals has been, they have increased the APC, article processing charges. The journal who is fit for nothing, they itself started asking nearly about $1,000 to $1,500 only because of UGC withdraw its publication ethics, ma'am. Only because of that. That is the biggest problem. We won't forget that, ma'am. So don't go with this kind of UGC and other stuffs. Publication matlab go with the UG, what was that, Scopus or a Web of Science journal, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Any other questions? Some journals they pay to writer. So what should be the topic? How can we do this? Some journals they pay to writer. Which journal, Dr. Meenakshi? Please tell me. No, we also can join that. Some fake agents, they used to put their journal name and they used to say that we are paying for writers and we are giving for this, we are doing for that. It is a commercialization. It's a commercialization, right? It completely deals with the commodity. Don't entertain this. Don't entertain this. Thank you. No, ma'am, for publishing, see, normally there is a APC. If you want to publish your paper in this Scopus database, normally there is a APC. Earlier it was $500 to $700. Now the basic tariff itself $1,500 to $2,500. Anyway, they are giving 50% discounts for scholars and students. If that is the case, you are eligible to get. For example, if the publication charges is 2,400, means you are supposed to pay $1,200, ma'am. So APC will be there. Article processing charges will be there for sure. They will give you valid bill also for that. Yes, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Kalavati, ma'am. Any other? Yes. Thank you so much, Vishal. See you tomorrow. Get ready with your full paper. Yes. Any other doubts? Any other thing? Shall we wind up? We have 7 more minutes more.
I think there are no more questions, sir.
Okay, fine. Over to you, Dr.
Garima.
Garima Malik, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. So at the end of the session, I would like to thank you, sir, for your insightful presentation on recognizing clone journal today. Your talk provided our researchers and students with incredibly practical strategies to avoid predatory publishers and protect their academic integrity. The example you shared regarding how these deceptive journal mimic legitimate publication were eye-opening. Your session equipped our research community or participants with the exact tool they need to verify sources and publish safely. We truly appreciate the time and effort you took to prepare and share such a valuable presentation. Thank you so much, sir. I
Thank
hope
you
our
very much, sir.
participants gained so much today from your session.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful and informative session.
The chat box is being with congratulations and thank you, sir. Try to unmute. Say you are mute. Say you are not audible. You are mute.
Sorry for that. Dear participants, tomorrow we have a hands-on session and how to upload our paper in the what was that publication portal, Scopus as well as Web of Science portal number 1. And day after tomorrow we have the session on proposal writing for the funded projects. So please be on time. I have to complete lot of syllabus for tomorrow as well as day after tomorrow. So kindly cooperate and your cooperation is highly appreciated so far. Successfully, we have completed 13 days, 26 sessions. We have completed.
Congratulations,
It's a massive hard work of everyone. Sincerely, we have to appreciate ourselves, first of all the collaborating institutions, all the faculty members, particularly from parts of was it Manipur, Assam, UP faculty members, right? Andhra people and the Tamil Nadu people. Sincerely thankful to everyone. We have only 2 more sessions. Tomorrow, first session, Dr. Isara ma'am will take, and then I will take. And the last day session, 2-day session, I will only take the entire day for the particular session 29 as well as session 30. And then we will wind up session with a lot of good, what was it? Enriching moments, right? Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
you,
See you all
sir.
tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.